You with Match Day. It's an away day for Ipswich Town. They're at Bramall Lane to face Sheffield United. Former Town striker Alex Mathie will watch this one for us alongside your commentator Brenna Woolley.
Yeah, it seems like a little while since we were last on the road, doesn't it? Which is something we're going to become accustomed to next month, with Town hoping their recent home forms travelled with them up to South Yorkshire. The Blues have arrived at Bramall Lane on a run of 5 successive wins in all competitions. In fact, they dropped Millwall on Boxing Day. It's the only time they've dropped points in their last 6 championship fixtures. Ordinarily, when you've thumped aside 5-0 earlier in the season, you'd almost expect to double them this afternoon. That, though, would be incredibly foolish, because the Blades are a very different proposition now, with Mr. Sheffield United, Chris Wilder, back at the helm. In fact, a league table of the last 10 games at this level, published earlier this week, had Town top and the Blades in second place. So impressive has their turnaround been. We must remember they finished third last season, got all the way to Wembley, having been in the Premier League the previous campaign. They'll also still be smarting from their trip to Suffolk in September, and this is always a tough place to come. Although Ipswich fans are right to believe their team can come out on top, given their terrific form of late. The two teams out in front of us here at Bramall Lane. Town in blue, white, blue, up against the red and white striped shirts, black shorts, black socks of Sheffield United. And Alex, what's your gut feeling about today?
Yeah, not so much about today as well. Just the last time I was here, we were talking about, oh, this team's not good enough to get anywhere near, maybe just playoffs. And the turnaround since Christmas has been quite phenomenal. We're building up ahead of steam, and it's good to see. Today's going to be a tough game, don't get me wrong. Sheffield United, as you were saying earlier, Brenna, he's came back in and he's turned the club around. They've had a few slips of late, but yeah, Ipswich Town have just got to keep doing what they're doing. They've got some momentum just now, and hopefully we can go on and win this game.
Fingers crossed. Town taking off their tracksuit tops off to our left-hand side with a few members of Kieran McKenna's coaching staff. In amongst the 10 players, Christian Walton doing his own thing in the net off to our left-hand side. The team then shows 5 changes for Ipswich Town from that which put Bristol City to the sword in the week. One of them forced upon Kieran McKenna. No Marcelino Nunez at all because of an ankle injury. And of course there's no Philogene or Akpom. So Nunez drops out. Athon, Kayuste, Burns and Davis are all on the bench. In come Greaves at left back, Taylor, Eggerly, Smodix and Hurst. Walton I mentioned in goal. His back 4, Furlong, O'Shea, Kipre and now Greaves. The 2 of Matusiwa and Taylor are in midfield, and the 3 across the park of Eggerly, Smodix back in the starting lineup, and Clark, who we heard from earlier on Match Day, on fire in the week. Jack Clark now on 10 goals for the season, and George Hurst, a Sheffield boy through and through. Of course, he and his dad both played for the blue and white half of the city. He leads the line. On the bench for Town, Palmer, Burns, Kayuste, Athon, McAteer, Baggett hoping for his first league minutes in 4 years for Ipswich Town. There's no Ashley Young this afternoon. Johnson, Davis and Mametti hoping to make his debut, having signed for what we reckon is a £3 million fee from Bristol City in the last 24 hours. And this Mametti. 6 changes from the side that was on duty at St Mary's. They played on Wednesday night, Sheffield United, a 1-0 defeat on the south coast. Out go Hoover, Burrows, Chong, Arblaster, Cannon and Campbell. In comes Sariki and McCallum at full-back, Davis into midfield, Brooks, Harmer and Bamford into their front 4. Cooper is their keeper, and he's a very good goalkeeper as well, the former Plymouth man. His back 4, Sariki, McGuinness, a former Town loan player, Mead, very experienced former Burnley and Brentford man, and McCallum, once of Norwich. Then the 2 are Peck and Davis, who sit in midfield to rest up the former Everton man Davis. He's had so many injury problems in recent seasons, former England under-21 international. Then there's the 3 of Brooks, O'Hare and Harmer. We'll have to see which one of O'Hare and Harmer plays in the 10. The other one will drift to the left. Bamford, their captain already, the former Leeds man, is up top looking for his 7th goal of the season. Remember, he only came here in November. He's really hit the ground running since landing in South Yorkshire. The bench is Davis, Arblaster, Cannon, Hoover, Burrows, Campbell, Chong, Matos and Sasnauskas, who's an 18-year-old defender, the Lithuanian, yet to kick a ball in league football in England, 1 League Cup appearance. So a few injuries biting out. No Danny Ings for Sheffield United this afternoon, and a few others missing. The referee this afternoon is Tom Neild, just doing his final checks here at Bramall Lane. By no means a sellout. A few faded red, now pink seats are visible, and all four sides of this ground. As I said earlier on to Graham, always an atmospheric ground, particularly under the lights when you get a nighttime game here. And when they get behind their team, they really are a force. Their cliched 12th man. Referee does his final checks, and we're about to get underway in what will be Ipswich Town's 28th championship game of the season, looking for win number 15, following in the footsteps of Middlesbrough and Millwall, fellow top six sides who both won 4-0 at lunchtime. It went particularly for Middlesbrough over Preston, who were up there. Millwall beat Charlton in their London derby by 4 goals to 0, a couple of late on for them. Here are Sheffield United trying to thread the ball through early on for Bamford, intercepted by Kipre, goes shoulder to shoulder with O'Hare, who does look to be starting in the 10. Harmer, the Brazilian, is out to the left-hand side. Hurst on halfway, good strength from him. Can't link up with Greaves for the first time. Here is Davis, scampering over halfway with a yellow ball, runs into traffic, in goes Smodix, down goes Smodix. He's going to get back up though. He's been fouled. It's a free kick to Ipswich, bang in the centre of the ground.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Brenner, Bamford, what a turnaround he's had. I mean, he was good with Leeds, and we used to like him when we saw him with Middlesbrough, didn't we? He was a good player then, and he wouldn't have been a bad signing for Town, to be fair, but he's decided to keep his loyalties at Sheffield United and sign a new contract, I believe. Yeah,
he's always been a classy footballer. It was the Daryl Murphy scored all those goals 2014-15 that, understandably, with blue tinted glasses on, we all thought he should have got the Championship Player of the Year. It was Bamford. Here comes Sheffield United early on inside the Ipswich area. Left foot ball sliced woefully wide and into the crowd from Bamford. Early goal kick for Christian Walton, but he's done ever so well so far. Started his career at Nottingham Forest before he went to Chelsea. Bamford, just the one England cap, and as I said earlier on, he's got the captain's armband here at Sheffield United, but he's better than that first effort of the game. Way off target. Here is Walton going long with his first goal kick. Town mixing it up. Hurst with a flick on, just behind Smodix. McCallum holds off Smodix, then goes on a run outside of his area. It's a great flick on from Hurst. He'll be pleased with how he started this game. Just a couple of little things he's done to settle George. That's setting the world alight. Showed good strength on halfway. That was an excellent flick on. Matthew Seaworth through a gap to Taylor. Taylor gives the ball back to Kipre. Now out to the far side, and Greaves, who was exceptional playing left back at Coventry. Now Clark back to Greaves. Those two reunited as a partnership on the far side. Strange to see Leif Davis on the bench as Kipre draws in O'Hare. It goes back to Christian Walton. Town aiming for their 5th successive league win in a row at the back. Cleared away by McGuinness, relegated from this division with Luton last season. McGuinness. Ball's out far side for another throw into Ipswich. Sam, what do you make of Greaves in for Davis, Alex?
Yeah, it's a good one defensively. I mean, he does well. He did well the other night there, and I think Leif Davis gives us more going forward, but Greaves gives us that a little bit more stability at the back defensively, which sometimes you need away from home.
Here is Cedric Kipre, and he's been terrific for Ipswich Town for a little while now. Taylor sort of got himself in a bit of a muddle when the ball arrived at his feet, but he somehow kept the Blues in possession, latest one of which is Greaves. Now to Kipre. Kipre switches the ball out to this near side. Eggerly, good spot from the defender, chested down by the Norwegian. It's his first involvement. Edge of the area, gives it to Smodix. Smodix turns it to Furlong. Furlong tries to get his cross in, deflected up in the air. Hurst's in the box, might be a man at the far post. Clark off the outside of his right boot. That was a chance for him given his current form, and he knows it. His head's in his hands. He's lifted it over the bar off the outside of his right foot.
Yeah, he's got to use his left. He's got to use his left foot back across. It was a great chance, great opportunity. As you see the ball coming in, Hurst has done well at the near post. He's flicked it on, and up front, that's a great opportunity for Jack Clark. I don't know what he's thinking going with his right foot. He's got to go with his left.
Yeah, you're spot on, because he's beyond the far post. Oh,
he's got to come back across, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's lifted it high into the Tony Curry standoff to our right. First side of goal from Ipswich Town's perspective. There is Peck, once of Arsenal's academy, very popular player here. The number 15, gives it to Davis. Sheffield United passing it around the halfway line. 4.5 minutes on the clock. Still goalless at Bramall Lane. Nearly 7 years since we were last here. The last time we were here, Sheffield United 1-2-0. That's a victory which took them to the verge of the Premier League. Eggly has got away from me, a real mistake from me. What a chance for Eggly, saved by Cooper off to his right hand side. But he was in on goal, Eggly. That was an almighty howler from me, and his goalkeeper Cooper dug him out of it.
Yeah, he never really connected. He did really well, Eggly, to start with. He's got in. The goalkeeper's done well. He's come out and narrowed the angle. He's made the goal look very small. And Eggly's tried to do the right thing and go across the goal. But he's not got a good contact on it, and he's sort of hit it into the ground. It's a good save from the goalkeeper, though. He's at the target. You can't ask for any more from the young lad.
Yeah, it was a good save from a very good goalkeeper. But what a clanger from me. Corner kick to Ipswich Town, their first of the game, off to our right hand side. Clark to bend it in, right footed, headed up, not fully away. Up rises O'Shea, nods it down towards the penalty spot, walloped away by the left boot of Brooks, controlled by Matusiwa. Town, the biggest threat at the moment of these two teams. Taylor with his follow through as Quarter United player Harmer then flies in on Furlong. A little bit daft. Harmer not with the longest fuse. It was O'Hare who was caught by Taylor initially. That's what the referee's blown up for. Armour trying to seek a bit of quick retribution on any Ipswich Town player within range, and it happened to be Furlong. Yeah,
it's his first touch just let him down, Taylor. He's too much in front of him. And what's happened, he's had to go to ground to go through. And it's just a follow through. His legs came up and it's just caught him on the top of the thigh. There's no intent there. And I think the referee's done well not to give him a yellow card, because I didn't think it was one.
No, I agree. At the back, McGuinness. To the left-hand side, Me. Oh, heavy touch from Me again towards Eggly. The second one goes long to the forehead of O'Shea. A little bit rattled early on, Ben Mee, in this game. Now 36 years of age. Bamford, incidentally, was only 32. That surprised me. I thought he was a couple of years older than that. Still got a lot of football in him. As the ball goes back to Walton, he'll be closed down by Bamford. Walton gives it out short to Kipre. He roams out of the box off to our left before finding Greaves' far side, trying to go through the gears. In comes the challenge of Brooks. Out the ball goes off of Greaves for a throw into Sheffield United. Chris Wilder in his third spell as manager, down below us of this club. Me closed down by Smodix. Town immediately seen him as a bit of a weak link at the back. Me dawdling on the ball a bit much, and Smodix and Eggly are both sharp. Yeah, and it'll do Eggly a lot of confidence as well, playing against them. I just think Sheffield United look very, very jittery, and they're there to be got at. I think especially at the back they look very shaky. They have done so far. Along with that last, there is Matusiwa turning away from Bamford, then twisting the other direction, giving the ball to Kipre at the back. He'll be closed down by O'Hare. It's a clever little footballer, Callum O'Hare. Been amongst the goals this season with 7 for the Blades, who had that terrible start to this season. That was a 5th successive defeat when they came to Portman Road and got walloped. Philogene hat-trick and what have you. Ruben Sellers got sacked off the back of that. Chris Wilder return, poor from Taylor, straight to McCallum. Heavy touch from McCallum. Matusiwa to Smodix. Smodix trying to get Hurst away, unlucky. Me into midfield and Peck. Peck rolls it up to Bamford. Furlong takes it away from Bamford, but the ball rolls to O'Hare. Peck to the left-hand side, and Harmer, Championship Player of the Season last year, Gus Harmer. He's been a bit part player this year. Here is McGuinness, who was on loan from Arsenal when he was an Ipswich Town player 5 seasons ago now, on the right-hand side. Trying to get in round the back. Sheffield United have done well. Ball into the middle. It's taken out behind by Kipre. Sheffield United now have a corner kick. There's a good run from Sariki, the right back. Yeah, we don't want to give them any confidence. It'll get this crowd livened up a little bit. But good play from Sheffield United. Good defensive play as well, putting out for a corner, blocking them. Jack Class probably got to do it. I think Greaves just got caught ball watching there. And it's Kipre doing well. Knock it out for the corner. McCallum, former Norwich player, didn't really work out from at Carrow Road. He's on this corner kick for Sheffield United. 9 minutes gone at Bramall Lane. We're still 0-0. Left-footed in-swinger from McCallum, headed away by Kipre, brought down by Brooks. So that was the intention. He didn't do it particularly well. He gets it back to Sariki, who is wayward with his pass, trying to find Me on the left wing. It's out for a throw to Darnell Furlong. It's a good header from Kipre there from the corner, because it was waiting. Somebody, Sheffield United player, just waiting behind him to put it in. He had to win that one. It's been good of late, but so's the captain alongside him. They've been a good pair, touchwood, as I said that, Alex, recently, haven't they? Town, in general, defensively, it's the best defence in the division at the moment, Ipswich Town.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have said that at the start of the season, but they're building up a relationship, O'Shea and Kipre together. We said that it's all about relationships when you're playing as a pair, and they two have seemed to have done that well. And Greaves obviously getting his opportunity at left back as well. It gives them options, Kieran McKenna.
Yeah, they've been a real fixture as a pair, O'Shea and Kipre, for a while now. Kipre's on the ball, he gets it up to Hurst with a sloppy layoff, but then the pass from McCallum went straight to Matusiwa. Matusiwa's done well to find Smodics. Smodics telegraphs it to McCallum, who slides in but gives it back to Smodics. Smodics on the halfway line for Ipswich Town, now looking for his first away goal of the season, having got that one against Blackburn last weekend at Portman Road. 0-0 live on BBC Radio Suffolk. We're into the 11th minute of this championship game. Town win, we've taken 5 points off the top. Clark tries to play a link up with Greaves, kicked away by Sheffield United. You can probably hear the reaction from their fans. They're ready to really have a good old moan about their team,
and they will do. If we get a goal here, they will do.
Massively.
They'll get right in the back.
Kipre, the season's not gone anywhere near what they were expecting. Sariki is closed down by Clark, so good chances so far for both Clark and then Eggerly in the first 5 minutes really of this game. Clark off target, Eggerly forced to save from Cooper. Kieran McCann will be pretty happy with what he's seen from his side so far.
Yeah, I think you will. The only thing that I would say is, like, Hurst is getting a lot of the ball just now. He's just got to maybe take that extra touch, hold the centre half off. He's done it on 2 or 3 occasions, but he needs to be a little bit better when the ball's coming up to him, because he's going to be the match winner for us.
Play from Kipre to find Eggerly up to Smodics. Nice play from Smodics. Now Furlong down the right. He's challenged by Harmer. In flies McCallum on Eggerly. The ball goes all the way to Kieran McKenna on halfway.
I agree with Furlong, Brenner. That's a foul. For me, he's not played the ball there. I think Furlong got fouled there. That should have been a foul to Ipswich Town.
He's still complaining to the referee's assistant on this near side, Furlong, who's been told to go back to halfway and take this throw in by the referee, who did a couple of Town games during the League One years. Also spent time refereeing in Japan this season, Tom Neild. Kipre goes back to Walton. Walton floats it away from O'Hare to his right, and O'Shea, who can carry the ball up to pretty much the halfway line. The captain has got it up to Hurst. Hurst lays it up, but poorly intercepted by Davis. Hurst should have done better. Harmer won't get Brooks away with that ball. Good work from Greaves. Greaves given it away. Terrible from Greaves. Brooks saved by Walton. A chance for O'Hare. Blocked off the line. Outstanding from O'Shea. Brilliant defending from him. On the goal line, the shot from O'Hare, he must have believed that was in. An awful mistake from Greaves, put Ipswich Town in all sorts of trouble, but they've got away with it.
Yeah, definitely. He's done well, his captain there, getting on the line and blocking it. He defends him really well. But Greaves has got to do much better with his pass back.
What a chance for Sheffield United, but terrific from O'Shea, who we just highlighted a few moments ago.
I thought I was watching PSV all over again the other night now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Here is Eggerly holding up McCallum. It's livened up Sheffield United and their fans. Eggerly's done well to get it back to Harmer, up to Smodics. Smodics has had a few good touches of the ball as well. This time Peck will get ahead of him and roll it back to Cooper. Cooper drops a shoulder, tries to get away from Hurst. I imagine his dad's here watching this one. David Hurst. Down the right wing, Sundrawalla Eggerly. Good ball forward for Smodics, who can't quite take any stride, but he quite rightly puts the thumbs up in recognition of the spot and the pass from Eggerly. That was unlucky. They almost linked up really well, the pair.
Yeah, they've looked lively going forward. They really have. I just need Hurst to maybe take, instead of doing it 1 touch, 2 touches, because he's doing it too quick. He's getting himself in some great positions as a centre forward for his link-up play, but he just needs to do better to hit his midfielder and then spin and get in behind.
Decent game so far on BBC Radio Suffolk. 14 minutes gone, still no goals. Chances at both ends. The best one for Sheffield United a few moments ago, although Town have been the better team overall. On that far side, Sariki has it. Back he goes to Higgins. He's been making lots of changes at the back in general. Chris Wilder changed both of his fullbacks on Wednesday night at Southampton, which they lost 1-0. Changed both of them again this afternoon. Had Hoover and Burrows as his 2 fullbacks in the week. Today it's Sariki and McCallum. Here is Davis, an introduction to the midfield. McGuinness holds the ball forward towards Bamford. Bamford tries to get away from Furlong, almost did. Bamford complains towards the referee, nothing doing. Town clear long to the forehead of Mee, who's happy to just head the ball out. He's looked uncharacteristically shaky so far in this game, Ben Mee.
He's been a good player as well, hasn't he?
Terrific.
He really has, and it's a shame to see him play so bad so far. It's good for Ipswich Town, but he's a good professional.
A really good player, and very good when he does media bits and bobs as well. I think he's been on Match of the Day 2 a few times. Always speaks ever so well. Started at Man City, had 11 years at Burnley, but been found wanting this afternoon against Town, who've been very lively against him, particularly Smodics and Egley have put him under an awful lot of pressure. McGuinness tends to be picking up Hurst. Clark tries to touch the ball on to Hurst, but it was straight at Mark McGuinness. Here is Mee with a left footer forward to the far side, well headed down by Brooks, but Kipre gets it away from O'Hare up towards Hurst, having to deal with a bouncing ball. Done poorly. Alex Matthew gasps, disappointed. Ball in from Davis, well intercepted by O'Shea. Really good play from him. Really confident after that goal line clearance, O'Shea.
Let's go back to Hurst there, Brennan. He's done so well at getting the ball under control, and then his passes he just gave it away. It's silly from him. He's doing really well. Don't get me wrong, he's doing really well, but it's just his first. He's got to make a decision. First touch or two touches. He's getting caught out all the time.
16 minutes gone. Here is Egley playing here for the first time, of course, in this ground. Poor ball from Egley, intercepted by Davis. O'Hare has it for Sheffield United. Now Brooks, who came through the academy, the lively number 11, edge of the area, gives it to O'Hare down the right hand side, tries to pick out Sariki overlapping. He thought about leaving it to go for a corner, didn't have enough on it, so he's played a 1-2 with O'Hare. Greaves goes to ground, wins the ball. Clark comes away with it over in the far left corner, shows too much of the ball to O'Hare, and seemed to pull him down. Flag's gone up for nothing other than a throw into Ipswich Town. Both O'Hare and Brooks understandably complained to the man with the flag.
See, I didn't think that was a foul. I think he's just got his shoulder in and he's get pushed off the ball too easily, Sheffield United player. Good refereeing for me.
Throw into Ipswich at left back as the cameras just zoom in on Chris Wilder. Not best pleased.
He's brilliant, isn't he? He really has. He's done a job. Mr. Sheffield.
He is. That's exactly. I think he's got a Blades tattoo, hasn't he? Yeah. He's always, when they've won any Steel City derbies, he's always down the pub loving it afterwards. Very much a man of the people and has done wonders here. A couple of promotions to the Premier League in his time. Probably beyond them this season. They're currently 11th off 6th place. Sheffield United. Never say never, but it looks a bit too much. No, although if they win this one and get on themselves a little roll, for the moment though it's still 0-0. Sheffield United wide right outside the Ipswich Town area. Paul from Clark. Ball into the centre, might be a chance. Walton touches away, not particularly well. There's a shot from Harmer. Brilliant save from Walton. Comes out again. Oh, that was towards his near post. That was really good. Again, Town a bit sloppy at the back. Now the referee's blown his whistle. It's an Ipswich Town ball in their penalty area, but almost caught out once more.
It's too easy from Jack Clark. He's got beat too easy in the line. I know he's not a defender, but he's just got to do his job. It's far too easy. And Walton saved him again there, because that's fizzed at him. It really is.
Yeah, he reacted well. It was Bamford with the composure and peace of mind to give it back to Harmer, who hit it first time. Definitely going into the net. And well done, Walton.
What's he gave? Has he gave offside?
Yeah. Walton plays it out short, this free kick to Kipre. Trying to get away from a couple of players. He's done well, then goes into a challenge which he loses and has gone down injured. Kipre. It's a challenge from Sariki. Both players in fact on the turf far side. Kipre hasn't moved much at all.
Again, it's a 50-50, isn't it? They've both committed. They're both in pain.
Yeah, the Ipswich Town physio sprinting across the park to the far side. A little bit of movement from Cedric Kipre, but he's still flat face on the turf far side. Sariki's going to be okay from a Sheffield United perspective. It's not a bad game though, Alex.
It could go either way just now. Both teams looking dangerous going forward. Both looking a little bit shaky at the back. So yeah, I'll be surprised if it finishes goalless.
Still on the deck, Kipre. It's not his legs
it's
either.
His head, is it?
It is, yeah. They're not. They're dealing with head on neck. which is obviously a real concern. Leif Davis will be getting himself ready just in case, but that's not what Town need at all. It's just having
yeah, an elbow in the mouth, in the mouth, isn't he?
Let's have a look.
Yeah. Oh, it's right in the jugular, isn't it?
It was definitely the elbow that's caused the elbow of Sariki that's caught Cedric Kipre. He's having a bit of work done on his head. Let's go back to Graham at 0-0.
Already today in the Championship, Middlesbrough have beaten Preston 4-0. Millwall beating Charlton by the same scoreline. Those were the two lunchtime kickoffs from the 3 o'clock. So there's been a goal for Oxford away at Leicester, Sam Long, and Wrexham are trailing 1-0 on their travels at QPR. In the Premier League, earlier today, West Ham beat Sunderland 3-1. It's goalless at Turf Moor between Burnley and Spurs, and at Craven Cottage between Fulham and Brighton. But Manchester City have a goal. They lead Wolves 1-0.
This is going to be a big blow to Ipswich Town. I know Greaves is a terrific centre half. He'll slot inside with O'Shea, and Leif Davis will come on at left back, one would have thought. But Kipre, he's been wonderful the last, month, 6 weeks, 2 months, for a while now, hasn't he, Alex?
Yeah, he's been superb. He really has.
He's sitting up, thankfully, at last. But he's been very good. And a word for the goalkeeper as well, Christian Walton. He seized upon his chance when Palmer got that injury, I think, against Charlton earlier on this season. And how good has he looked of late, Christian Walton? Yeah,
he's been great. Nobody thought he would get back into the team, but he's always been a class goalkeeper, Brenner. He really was. He was so unlucky to lose his position in the Premiership as well, wasn't he? I would have put, if he hadn't been injured, he would have probably kept it. But yeah, he's a class goalkeeper.
Oh, he's made a good save from Harmer a few moments ago. Kipre is sitting up, but of course nowadays with concussion protocol, quite rightly, will not be taking any chances with him. He's getting rigorously assessed on the far side of the field.
I don't think it's his head, Brennan. I think he's caught him on the throat. That's what it looked like when he saw the elbow. So I don't think it'll be something concussion.
I think there's still the risk of concussion with the jolt. Yeah, there'd still be the risk with the jolt of his brain and his skull, without wishing to get overly medical, but he's up on his feet. They've definitely been checking him, as I say, very thoroughly. Let's see where... No sign of Leif Davis taking off his tracksuit bottoms or anything, so hopefully Dan will temporarily be down to 10, but they'll be able to soldier on with the same players that started this 3 o'clock kickoff in South Yorkshire, which is still 0-0, chances at both ends.
Yeah, just reshuffling. Graves went to centre back, Taylor's went to left back, and Smodics has dropped into Taylor's role just now until we get Kipre back in.
Yeah, I'll just play the next 30 seconds without the big man, but he must be all right. As I say, no chances taken with that kind of injury. Here is Greaves giving the ball to Taylor. Taylor belts it long over the top. Hurst will go after it, but it'll beat him into touch far side for a throw-in to Sheffield United, trying to capitalise with their man advantage at the moment. Kipre still the wrong side of the white line on the far side. Back on the halfway line is Peck. Sheffield United's fans want them to get it forward and test Ipswich Town with this rearranged back line, but at the moment they can't, and now back comes Kipre. So Town, as you were, Greaves slots back into left back. Sheffield United were kept at arm's length while Town were light. McGuinness along the deck to Sariki, up against Clark on the far side. Clark back defending, Sariki left-footed. Comes back to Brooks. Brooks on that right wing outside the Ipswich Town area. Sariki makes himself available and comes a low ball to the area. Matsusiwa tucks it back to Greaves, who goes long. Mee gets there first ahead of Hurst, and this time measures it back to Cooper, who calmly, one touch, gives it back to Ben Mee into midfield. United have it on the halfway line with Davis. A little the sting's gone out of this game with that break in play of a good 3 minutes or so. Past the midway point now of this first half on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Town at home to Preston next Saturday, but that's a rarity on the horizon because then it's Portsmouth away on the Tuesday, and then a couple of weeks today Alex will be alongside me for a lunchtime kick-off at Derby, who drew 1-1 with West Brom last night. Much needed point that for the Baggies. Here's Cooper in his D, playing it forward, looking for Bamford. O'Shea heads it to the halfway line. Up goes Peck on the top of Smodics. Egley scoops it onto the centre spot. Taylor nods it down for Hurst, overlapping his Smodics. Hurst helps it on its way, but Mee wins the header. Just up from Mee. Nodded by Davis to the left side for McCallum. Takes it in his stride, gets away from Egley. Plays it into the middle, looking for Bamford. Bamford gives Kipre a nudge. Free kick spotted by the referee. And so it should have been free kick to Town.
Yeah, definitely. I think Sheffield United's danger man just now is Sariki. I think he's the one that's causing us the problems. Anything down that side, and Clark's got to be giving Greaves a little bit better support than what he's been giving them. But the game's a little bit, as you're saying, Brian, it's died a death a little bit since that injury to Kipre. Hopefully it'll pick back up again.
Got with us earlier on at the start of this game. You haven't missed any goals, 24.5 minutes gone, but Town have brought in Greaves, Taylor, Smodix, Egley and Hurst. Davis and Mehmeti both on the bench. A new signing, Mehmeti, poor from Clark again, losing the ball on the halfway line. Peck up to no one other than Furlong. Furlong to the right hand. Egley gives it back to his full-back. Furlong plays the ball off Harmer and out it goes as Kieran McKenna applauds. Chris Wilder, who was fulsome in his praise of the job that Kieran's done at Portman Road, he gives the ball back to McCallum, who then throws it onto the pitch, the second ball, just as Furlong was about to take the throw, and that was a little bit naughty. That's Kieran McKenna post-match as well about Ashley Young's well-being. He's not featuring at all this afternoon. Elkin Baggett drafted into the 20-man squad. Furlong with a throw to Clark. Clark heads it over halfway to Smodix. Smodix pokes it onto Hurst down the right-hand side. Clark wants it in the middle. That was an impossible task for Hurst. Hurst held up the ball against me. Furlong now infield to Matthew Siwa. Kipre wanted the ball in the centre. Matthew Siwa has Peck all over him. Goes back to Furlong. Now Matthew Siwa down the line. He loses out to Peck. Peck infield to O'Hare. The referee's blown his whistle for a foul by Peck on Matthew Siwa.
It was a foul. It was a foul. I don't know what Chris Wilder's moaning about down there, because that's a clear foul. He definitely caught him.
A lot of these players also having a bit of a moan as well at Sam Allison, the fourth official.
But Siwa, in the first instance though, has got to go out. He's got to go out to Kipre instead of coming back in again. And that's why he's just put his hand up to Kipre.
Furlong on this free kick in front of Kieran McKenna. Still 0-0 live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Goes to the far side and Greaves in an advanced position. His header forward is dealt with by Sariki. Clark was looking for it. There is Brooks. Sariki goes on an overlap. Brooks infield to Davis. Brooks once more. The route to back to his goalkeeper's not on quite yet. He's gone back towards and then behind his right back area. Got away with it, cleared up to halfway. Bamford with a chest trap. Nice from Peck to find Harmer. Forward comes Sheffield United. Harmer to O'Hare on the left-hand side. McCallum, really nice play. Good-looking ball in from McCallum. No, just too much on it. That was really good play there. Turning defence into attack from Sheffield United and is warmly applauded. Yeah, it is, but the main thing there, Brenner, is the centre-forward. The centre-forward's Bamford's brought the midfielders into play, and it's given him an opportunity to spread the ball wide, and it's pulling people about. We're not doing that. A couple of occasions Clark's been in the centre-forward position. He's not held up. Hurst is not held up. It's so important, that job. So important. Walton passes the ball out short to Kipre. Kipre through a little gap off the outside of his right boot, finds Matthew Siwa in midfield. He's robbed of the ball. Just too many red and white shirts round about him. Harmer towards O'Hare. It goes beyond O'Hare. Bamford left it for McCallum, but he was never going to get there. Egley side foots it back to Walton. Bamford closes them down, but Walton is able to whip it forward from left to right. McGuinness wins a header against Hurst. Davis brings it down on halfway. He's bundled into from behind by Taylor. And it's a free kick to Sheffield United. Rather even Stevens this game at the moment. Peck. Back to me. He goes square to McGuinness. Now Davis in some space on halfway is allowed to turn, then played out to the left hand side, and McCallum's touch in field goes to Egley rather than Harmer, who has a little nibble at the Norwegian. Egley carries it away, then with a reverse pass finds Smodix on the halfway line. Underneath us the Ipswich right. Darnell Furlong has had an unbroken run at right back for a little while now. O'Shea along the edge of the area gives it to Kipre. Now back to Walton. Yeah, he's a bit of a steady Eddie for long, isn't he? Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what you're going to get. You're going to get everything. He never really has a bad game. Very reliable. Yeah. Kipre to Taylor. Taylor asked a bit of much of Matthew Siwa and then plays it into the Ipswich area. Two rather unorthodox pieces of work from Taylor, but he's got away with it. Walton might not been so lucky with the third one. Thankfully this time he's got the ball at his feet, but then he almost gave it away. He found Clark though, who in turn gets it to Greaves. Greaves infield to Taylor. Taylor up to Hurst. Hurst's touch again lets him down. Greaves down the left-hand side to Clark. The ball has just stayed in far side. Clark tiptoeing towards the area, taking on Sariki, getting inside the box to the byline, into the middle it comes, blocked off by Harmer, and as far as Smodics, his efforts blocked by his international colleague McGuinness, and out it goes for a corner to Town. Let's go back to Graham.
At Ewood Park, a couple of goals, Blackburn 1, Watford 1. Watford had led, and Hull ahead at home to Swansea. Ollie McBurney from the penalty spot.
Wow, Hull continuing to do very, very well. It's going to be a really interesting race for the line in terms of those playoff places. Millwall at lunchtime showed no signs of letting up. 4-0 win for them over Charlton. Corner kick to Ipswich Town at Bramall Lane, where it's 0-0. Clark over in the far right corner to take it. All 10 red and white shirts back as O'Shea bundles Harmer to the deck. And the referee wants a little word with Dara O'Shea and Gus Harmer. Shouldn't be any contest between the two of them. In terms of height, he's a good 3 or 4 inches taller than Harmer, the Ipswich Town captain. Harmer having plenty to say to the referee still.
Well, it's Harmer that should be grabbing O'Shea. O'Shea shouldn't need to touch him, the size of him.
Clark with this corner kick for Ipswich Town. O'Shea and Harmer go down in the area, and the decision's gone against the Ipswich Town captain. Free kick to the Blades.
Yeah, a bit silly from O'Shea there.
Didn't need to do that, did he?
No, he's towering above him. Let him pull him down. Let him pull you. You don't need to be involved.
Still goalless as Mee gives the ball to McCallum, the left back. McCallum goes long towards the battle between Bamford and O'Shea, which O'Shea wins. Matusiwa finds Eggerly, crouches over the ball and holds it up well, lifts it to Matusiwa, then to Kipre. Kipre helps it on its way beyond Brooks to Greaves far side. Greaves goes back to Kipre. Kipre with a really poor pass forward, way too much on that. Sariki will get there and lots of time ahead of Greaves and see the ball out.
At the other end there, O'Shea, great defending against Bamford.
He did well. Here is Sariki getting ready to take this throw in, gives it to Peck, who hoists it high in the air towards the halfway line. O'Shea wins the header, nods it out on the far side. Not a great deal happening in this game, really, since that Kipre injury.
Yeah, both teams gone a bit flat, haven't they?
Yeah.
There's no intensity. The intensity of the game's gone out.
Good challenge from Matusiwa on O'Hare for a throw-in to Sheffield United. They've lost their last 2 games, but before that they've been on a decent run of form. They have scored 14 in the last 8 in all competitions. So before these last 2 games they were finding the back of the net on a fairly regular basis, but neither team has managed that so far this afternoon. Walton left-footed up towards Hurst. McGuinness beats him aerially. Brooks gives it back to Cooper. Cooper first time launches it straight downfield. Kipper is there with a header. Harmer rises on halfway, nudged to the ground by Eggerly. Free kick to Sheffield United.
There's a lot of petty little fouls going on in the pitch. It's not going to let the game flow as much.
Yeah, it's not great viewing at the moment, sadly, as McAteer, Kiyuste and Athon all walk back towards the Ipswich Town bench down below us. Kieran McKenna hands in pockets just to the left of Chris Wilder. First time they've crossed swords in management. Closing in on 1,100 games as a manager, Chris Wilder now. Davis with this free kick forward for Sheffield United, headed in behind, and Bamford was almost on to it there, but Town managed to stretch out a leg at the back and toe poke the ball out behind for a second corner kick to the home team.
Yeah, again O'Shea to the rescue, just getting his toe to it before Bamford, because he was on to it, Bamford. It's a good little touch from O'Shea. Can't wait in your goalkeeper, you've got to make a decision.
It's a very good game, Dara O'Shea. Already saved one certain goal earlier on, and all round his performance has been fine. McCallum with a corner kick for Sheffield United, in towards the near post, headed away by the first man, Furlong. Kept in play by Harmer. Sheffield United have plenty of players forward off to our right hand side. Peck trying to turn it around the back for Harmer. Eggerly read it, cleared it away, not very well. United come forward again. Peck stands on the ball 35 yards from goal. Eggerly tries to rob him, but Peck keeps a hold of it and plays it back to Tom Davis. He's rated ever so highly when he came through at Everton, Davis, but as I said earlier on, just had so many injuries which have really held him back. It's his 3rd season from Everton, and this is only his 10th league start in that time. McCallum's done ever so well to keep the ball in and then shimmy away from Egerle. Crowd enjoyed that as the goal kicked towards him from Cooper. Asked a lot of him, actually. McCallum did ever so well. Here is McGuinness giving it square to Peck in the middle of the park. Mee up towards Harmer, first time off to the left hand side. McCallum, some decent play from United. Now up towards O'Hare, wide left outside the Ipswich area. Showed too much of it to O'Shea, who went in and took the ball out.
Yeah, again O'Shea cutting across, reading the game well, mopping up at the back.
Town's best player so far, comfortably, Dara O'Shea in this game. Here is McCallum getting ready with this throw in for Sheffield United outside the Ipswich Town area. Final 10 minutes of the first half. Had a few goal opportunities in the first 10 minutes, not them for a little while. McCallum trying to change that. In comes the throw, it's headed on, edge of the Ipswich Town 6-yard area. There's the overhead kick, which hits a stanchion behind the goal from a very unlikely source, Ben Mee.
It's not a bad effort, to be fair.
Was it?
It was the right idea.
Goal kick to Ipswich, who've gone long with a few goal kicks in this game. Let's see what they do. I'm going to play this one around at the back. O'Shea to Walton. Cedric Kipre. Jacob Greaves far side in the team for Davis, if you went with us earlier on. Kipre plays it up to halfway, but only to McGuinness. Town not offering a great deal at the moment. Sheffield United have it with McCallum. Through midfield, tries to pick out Peck, intercepted by Matusiwa to Hurst, into the area to Clark. Flag stays down, wide left into the middle. Hurst saved by Cooper, hooked away to the right side. Smodix saved by Cooper on his near post. That was flying in from Sam Smodix. That was really good play from Ipswich Town, who really had a threat. And again, Cooper comes to the rescue of the Blades.
Yeah, definitely. Great goalkeeping. Really was great goalkeeping in two attempts. But I just think Hurst's pass into Clark there. It needs to be a little bit better. He's let it run. It's a great knockback, and Hurst has done everything right just to try and toe poke it forward. And then a great strike from Smodix. Good goalkeeping all round.
It was. Fine hit from Smodix as well. Town close, but not close enough. We're still goalless.
We need a goal in this game, Brenner.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Ideally, the net off to our right in the next 10 minutes. Corner kick to Ipswich, off to the right-hand side. Egerle to take it. It's 0-0. Headed away comfortably. Nodded down by Taylor into the box. Hooked away with both feet off the floor by Davis. The nod down from Clark finds Harmer. Harmer over the top to O'Hare. O'Hare's in on goal. What a chance for Sheffield United! And the Raw will tell you they've taken it. O'Hare lifts it over the top of Walton. Football on the break from the Blades, which has been very effective, and they lead this championship game by 1-0. Oh, and now Walton's getting involved with Peck. O'Hare has gone down. A few Sheffield United players in a bit of a panic, worried about a serious injury perhaps to Peck. Sorry, to O'Hare. And then Peck it is who's had a go at Christian Walton, suggesting that he's done it on purpose, and Walton didn't react to that at all well, but it's thankfully calmed down now, although it's livened up the crowd, as you can hear. Christian's really unhappy. The referee wants a word with him and gives him a yellow card.
Yeah, it's a strange one there. I'd like to see it again, because I think Walton was just going to see how the player was, and I think the Peck's reacted wrong. He's not meant to do it.
Another head neck injury, which we saw the likes of for Kipre earlier on. Bamford and O'Shea as the two captains talking to the referee. But seems very calm and smiles all round, involving the three of them, and hopefully O'Hare's okay. Christian Walton, yeah, he is. He's just purely concerned about O'Hare. It's a good goal though in terms of Harmer over the top for O'Hare.
No, it's pure from Jack Clark. It really is. He's jumped for the ball. I think he's got his eyes shut. Where you see this from Clark, he jumps up and he heads it into the path. He's got to be heading it back forward. It's a great finish. I don't think he could do anything else. I think Walton's made his mind up for him. He couldn't do anything else. But the initial thing from Jack Clark, the header, I really don't know what he's doing.
Well, it was Harmer He then put it over the top. Oh, and there are words. The two dugouts. Chris Wilder's having a right old go. Oh, it's all kicked off down below us now. Kieran McKenna's trying to say his piece as well. Chris Wilder just won't shut up. Mark Hudson's involved a little bit as well. And a few people got between them. Still no play, incidentally, because Callum O'Hare, the goal scorer, is being treated off to our left-hand side.
He's definitely been caught, but he couldn't do that. He couldn't stop.
I don't know why Chris Wilder's got the hump down below us. He's unhappy with somebody. I don't know whether it's Rennie Gilmartin. The referee's come across to this near side. It's like days of old with Neil Warnock in charge. Had a few flare-ups in the touchline then. Kieran's arms folded, unimpressed. The referee wants a word with Chris Wilder. Now the referee is speaking to the fourth official, trying to find out exactly what went on and whether he needs to give a yellow card to anybody, and he does. I think it's Chris Wilder's going to get a yellow card. Yes, he is. Chris Wilder gets a caution.
Be for foul and abusive language, I think.
Well, he's overstepped the mark with what he's had to say, but his side in amongst all of this, lead by Callum O'Hare, goal to nil. And a poor one to being given away by Ipswich Town. Harmer with the first time assist over the top, and then O'Hare was away. Still had work to do, but he did it well for his 8th of the season.
I think Wilder, the goalkeeper should be sent off. That's what he's on about. You know what I mean, with the challenge, because the way he's got his head. But I don't think he could do anything, Ben. I don't know what you think.
That's ridiculous. He can't send off Christian Walton for that whatsoever. I don't know. That's madness to even suggest that should have been the case. Yes, it's unfortunate. His player's definitely been injured. He's about to come back on O'Hare. But Christian did absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever. Anyway, it seems to have calmed down a little bit now, and that could have been the case. I guess that's maybe why Rennie Gilmartin was getting involved as well. So of course he works very closely with Christian, so might have been backing his man. Anyway, just one yellow card down below us for Chris Wilder, but his side are ahead in this one. Missed opportunities costing Ipswich Town, albeit Cooper's had a good game. Clark gives the ball away. Brooks up towards Bamford. Here's Bamford on the ball again. Clark intercepts it, but he's kicked one former Leeds player and another. Clark stayed down inside the Ipswich Town area. Oh, sorry, half of the field, should I say. But messy at the moment, this one. All of a sudden, there's a bit of an edge to it.
There's a lot of last gasp tackles, isn't there, Brenner? Like the touches getting away from it, people going to the ground with the tackles.
Throughs and stuff. We've seen that all. The first one was Taylor, wasn't it, that you highlighted? There have been a few of those. There's not been a really bad challenge. Just unfortunate injuries for Kipre and O'Hare and other ones in amongst there. As Alex Palmer leaves to head down the tunnel with a couple of the other Ipswich Town staff. He's the sub-goalkeeper. Still 2.5 minutes of the 45 to play, and there'll be a little bit of added on time. Be at least 5 minutes added on. Time that hopefully Town will make the most of and get themselves back into this game.
Oh, we're still in this game, Brenner. I can't see us not scoring, I really can't.
Don't tempt fate.
I know, but really the way the game's gone, it's... Oh yeah, the goalkeepers are some great saves, but I think we've probably had the best chances looking at it in the first half.
Here is Cooper at the back for Sheffield United. 15 years since Ipswich Town last doubled Sheffield United. That's the target this afternoon. They're going to have to score twice to do that now. Ball's out far side for a throw to the Blades. Chris Wilder seems to have finally calmed himself down. Sariki, the right back far side with this throw in for the home side. Headed away from the back by Greaves, nodded on by Clark. The back header from Davis almost intercepted by Ipswich Town, but then headed forward by Peck. Sheffield United have it on the right hand side, now inside the Ipswich Town area. Brooks goes down. Referee for a second looked as if he pointed to the spot. A few fans got excited there, thinking their team had been given a penalty, but it's a goal kick to Christian Walton.
Wow, I've seen them given, Brenner.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried about that one as well.
I've seen them given.
But there weren't any protests on the field, so I always read a lot into that. So good shout by the referee. Matthew Seawer poor. Straight at McCallum. Ball's out on the far side at left back for a throw to Ipswich Town. Greaves to take it. Patchy this first half from Ipswich.
Just watched a rerun of that. I think he's got him.
He's gone down easily.
He's going down easy, yeah.
He was looking for it, I think. Through out to this right-hand side. Furlong to Smodics on halfway. Smodics trying to get it through to Egley. Not a million miles away from doing that either. Cleared away by Mee, controlled by Harmer. Back to McCallum. Shouts of man on as Egley closed him down. Harmer finds Mee in his area. Cooper. Left-footed, he hits the spinning ball up towards McCallum. Got to the header before Furlong, who's waiting for it. Now Dara O'Shea at the back for Ipswich Town. Well, they've ended their little mini run of going 2 without scoring. Terrible from Kipre, giving the ball away to Brooks. Just the 4 minutes have added on time, which surprises me. Harmer, good play from him to the right-hand side. Sariki, just a bit too much on it. It's forced Sariki out wide. He has retrieved it, gets it to Davis. Oh my goodness me, one of the worst touches of the entire afternoon from Tom Davis. Has carried the ball out of play behind, and it was a first touch which went out behind from about 12, 13 yards.
Yeah, I think he thought he turned into Andrew Kanchelskis there, didn't he? With the pace he was trying to get by on there.
That's a retro reference, Alex. Goodness gracious me. Wow, where did that one come from?
That's my age. I'm showing my age there, isn't
You are, aren't you? Absolutely. No, I take your point, though. Ask your granddads and grandmas. Ball's out on the far side for a throw to Sheffield United, who lead by 1-0. And really surprised at the 4 minutes. Anyway, we've gone through one of them. Because of the 2 fairly lengthy injury breaks on the... I was going to say the goal celebration, although the goal celebration was absorbed by the O'Hare injury, I guess. And then the stuff with Wilder as well. Through to United. Flicked up by O'Hare. It's been sporadic, Ipswich Town, and their chances that they've had in this game. There been any concerted period of real serious pressure. Sariki gets the ball into the Ipswich area, fielded by Walton. Out to Smodics. Smodics obviously very deep, back towards O'Shea. O'Shea gets it up towards the halfway line. Smodics can't control. Mee on it. Town a little bit ragged at the moment. O'Hare, the goal scorer, the number 10 with a bandaged head, gives it to Harmer, who assisted him. Harmer for Sheffield United gets it up to O'Hare. Poor touch from him, straight to Egley. Clearance from Ipswich Town goes as far as Peck. Not playing at all well at the moment, Ipswich. Sheffield United with Harmer. Disguised ball trying to find Bamford.
Have it.
Sums up the clearance perfectly. Out underneath us for a throw to Sheffield United. Work for Kieran McKenna to do in the break.
Yeah, we've gone a little bit ragged in there. Passing's not been great. We're not hitting the striker the same as we were. It's just full-backs and passing into the striker into the midfield. We're getting caught out all the time. We just need to reset ourselves. Half-time.
Oh, too heavy a touch from Matusiwa, stretched and won it back, but now Sheffield United after another mistake from Town. Harmer gives it straight to Clark. That'll do nicely. Clark brings the ball away for Ipswich Town. He's run with it to halfway. He's done ever so well. Now needs some support, Clark. Twists away from McCallum, down the line to Egley. That was excellent play from Clark. Egley loses the ball to Brooks. Here is Harmer. Harmer up towards Bamford. Nice control from Bamford. The referee's played a good advantage. Bamford shoots, saved by Walton. Out it comes as far as Davis. Davis it gives to Sariki. Town under pressure. Sariki shoots, saved by Walton's knees. And as far as Brooks. 2-0 Sheffield United. Wow, that's some celebration from him with a triple flip over in the far left corner. Town looking in a sorry state at the moment. Not good at all. Sheffield United on top. The Blades have struck twice towards the end of this first half, and they lead Ipswich Town by 2-0 at Bramall Lane.
Yeah, it's pure defending all round. I mean, good for the goalkeeper, but every time the ball came up, it's a Sheffield United man it's failed to. There's nobody getting round them at all. That's a sucker punch, that one.
Yeah, the Town players, which good to see. Dara O'Shea has got the 9 outfield players round about him. He's now called for Christian Walton. They're having a team meeting on the halfway line to sort stuff out, and they need to do that because they haven't been good the last few minutes. I didn't necessarily think that Sheffield United would score twice They'll get their second goal in this period. It's come off Matthew Seawer as well. Walton might have got that one from Brooks. It was a decent hit from him, but there's no way Walton was going to get it when it came off the Town number 5 after a couple of decent stops. And they have been poor for a little while in this game now, Ipswich Town. Lost their way after some bits and pieces that were good.
Just giving the ball away far too cheaply. And giving the ball away in silly areas. Matasiwa there in the corner giving the ball away. Furlong giving it away. We need to find a blue shot. I mean,
they do exactly that.
Yeah, it's a shame because the game's been there. It's drifting away from us just now.
Certainly has. 2-0 Sheffield United, to the delight of Coventry, who don't play until Monday, and also Middlesbrough, who had that 4-0 win at lunchtime. Greaves trying to get a goal back for Town late in this first half. As Hurst challenges, the ball goes out behind for a goal kick to Sheffield United. Hurst has gone down on his knees over in the far corner. Not getting a great deal of sympathy. Smodic shoves Peck in the back, and then now Jack Taylor's getting involved. From nothing, things have kicked off to our right-hand side. Now it's going to calm down again. I say moments, it's been days of old between these two sides. There was once upon a time, and now Taylor's desperate to have a go at Peck. Kipre's got a hold of Jack Taylor. Now there's a few members of staff on the field, and Smodics is going for it. O'Shea's got a hold of him. Where on earth has this come from? O'Shea's keeping tight hold of Smodics. Bamford's having his save. Furlong's pushing Bamford. Smodics needs to calm himself down. Security are following them down the tunnel. To say years of old, these games, I remember Town fans used to describe Sheffield United as the Norwich of the North. There was always a real edge and a bit of nastiness and a bit of naughtiness, largely because of Neil Warnock winding things up in the day. Now Chris Wilder, as he wanders down the tunnel as if butter wouldn't melt, but there's been a bit of that in this first half towards the latter stages of it, but now things have all calmed down, they've all disappeared out of view, and Alex, Sheffield United lead this game by 2-0. Town have got to do better, haven't they?
Yeah, it's a shame really, because they've let themselves down and when they've been playing so well. I mean, it could quite easily be the other 2-0 to Ipswich Town, but we've lost our way a little bit. We've stopped passing the ball, we've stopped linking up. We really need to do better on the ball, and that's not a thing we can say about Ipswich Town normally. Normally we're good on the ball, we can pass, but every ball that's going up to a striker, it's a last gasp ball, it's been a diving in tackle. We don't look fluid at all. We're all over the shop. I mean, the last 20 minutes since the goal would be quite poor, really.
Oh, they have. Oh, they absolutely.
Quite poor, as if we've just lost the plot. He needs to get them in there and get a hold of it. I think we need to see the influx of maybe Wes Burns coming on the right to give us that little bit of pace on the right hand side instead of Egley. I don't know how fit Wes Burns is, but we could do with getting him back in on the second half to give us something to get this fullback, because we've nothing down the lines apart from Jack Clark on the left hand side. Egley's not really giving us a lot down this side. The fullback's got the better of him. Hurst needs to do better than the ball coming up to him. We spoke about that, but all round we need to do better. Apart from Christian Walton and the captain O'Shea, they two have been outstanding. But apart from that, there's not really been anything. I can't really hold my hand up and say, wow, we've done well today.
No, and I've not been particularly impressed by them. I haven't looked at them and thought, oh my goodness me, they are a team. Give them a couple of wins and they'll be in the top 6. We've made life a bit easier for them than it should have been. So yeah, work for Kieran McKenna to do, as I'm sure he is doing downstairs now that things have calmed down here at Bramall Lane. Well, they've done it before. They've switched down. They have come back from 2-0 down to Sheffield United to win 3-2, and that's the mission in the second half of this game, because thanks to goals from O'Hare and Brooks, it's the Blades who lead 2-0 at the break.
Yes, definitely not Town's day so far, particularly when you look at other results as well. Middlesbrough beating Preston 4-0 in one of the 2 lunchtime kickoffs. Millwall beat Charlton 4-0 in the other one. Hull are 2-0 up at home to Swansea this afternoon at the MKM Stadium. Goals from Ollie McBurney from the penalty spot and Regan Slater. Watford are 1-1 away at Blackburn. Birmingham City ahead 1-0 at home to Stoke. Elsewhere, Leicester 0, Oxford 1 at half-time. Wrexham Town 1-0 down away at QPR. In the Premier League, West Ham 3, Sunderland 1, a result from earlier today. Just 3 o'clock kickoffs. Manchester City, who've not won in 4 league games, are 2-0 up at home to Wolves. The goal scorers Omar Mamouche and Antoine Semenyo. Brighton lead 1-0 at Fulham, and at Turf Moor it's Burnley 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1. 2 featured non-league games on BBC Radio Suffolk this afternoon, both from the Thurlow Non-League. Let's join Stephen Foster first of all, watching Ipswich Wanderers at home to Ely. Foz.
Yes, and the band might be back together again, but so far we've had no greatest hits whatsoever. So hopefully the second set, the second half will give something to the home ground to talk about, because it's currently Ipswich Wanderers at 0, Ely City 0. It's been plenty of goal-bound efforts for the home side, I have to say. In fact, they really, really should be in front. The first effort on goal came after just 8 minutes, a 20-yarder from Ben Wiss, which the Ely keeper Newton kept out just by his left post. Then the keeper Newton made the absolute mess of a Wiss cross, but got lucky when the ball was quickly cleared by a teammate. After 15 minutes, Rhys Henry tried a nice cheeky chip from the left-hand side, which dipped the wrong side of the crossbar. At that point, it was all Ipswich Wanderers, and it pretty much stayed like that. Jacob Lay turned the defender inside out in the box, but dragged his shot just past the right-hand post. And then there was a long shot from Alfie Smith, which whistled past the other post. So it was all pressure from Wanderers, but nothing to show for it. I suppose the closest they came, when I think back to the first half, was after 29 minutes when the returning skipper Chris Rose had a header cleared off the line. I think the keeper may have got to it, may have been a defender kicked it off the line. Anyway, the ball came straight back to Rose, but his right foot dipping shot hit the post and rebounded to safety as far as Ely were concerned. The Cambridgeshire side have had a couple of efforts on goal for themselves. The best one really was when their number 9 and captain Jack Friend was allowed a shot on the turn, but the ball went straight to Ipswich Wanderers goalkeeper Ryan Lees. And then at the other end, just before half-time, another effort, this time from number 9, Rhys Henry, whistled past the post. So nothing to show for a good first-half performance by Wanderers. They will need to start converting these chances. Otherwise, at third place, Ely could grab a winner. It's 0-0 here at half-time.
Thank you, Foz. Also goalless in Needham Market's Southern Premier League match on the road at Stamford. The Market men aiming for a third straight win this afternoon. Leiston unbeaten this year, a 1-1 away at Harborough Town. Bury Town unbeaten in 5, a goalless away at Alvechurch. In the Isthmian North Division, the leaders Felixstowe and Walton United 1-1 with Cambridge City at the Martello Ground. Lowestoft Town 1-up away at Malden and Tiptree this afternoon. That would be a good result as far as the Seasiders are concerned as well. Mildenhall Town 1, Heybridge Swifts 0, Newmarket Town 1-up away at Concord Rangers, Brantham Athletic goalless away at Galston. Let's go back to the Thurlow Non-League and join Nick Garnham at Summer Road, watching an all-county clash between Walsham Le Willows and Woodbridge Town.
It's Walsham Le Willows 0, Woodbridge Town 2, and 2 goals and the dismissal of Walsham skipper Sam Nunn in the space of 3 minutes have put Woodbridge Town in the ascendancy at the halfway stage. It was Woodbridge who started the better, not surprisingly considering Walsham have not played for a month, and Ryan Dunn had to get down smartly to his left to save Jamal Wigan's second-minute effort following a right-wing corner. Liam Ablett then sent a low shot just wide of the far post after controlling Lewis Kincaid's quickly taken diagonal free kick on the run, while Ashley Blow rounded Dunn but then shot into the side netting. In between, George Bugg couldn't get on the end of Rion Huckvale's cross as it flashed across the face of goal, and then midway through the half, Bugg got clear but rolled his shot tamely wide of the far post. The visitors went ahead in the 28th minute when a mix-up between keeper Dunn and centre-half Reece Lanchester left Laurie Higgs with the opportunity to score from an angle into an empty net. It got worse for Walsham just 3 minutes later when Nunn received a straight red card for bringing down Kai Webb just outside the penalty area, and Ablett stepped up to bend a superb free kick round the wall and past the diving Dunn. The 10 men of Walsham have rallied since then, but it's going to take something special for them to get back into the game in the second period. Half-time at the Morris Stadium, it's Walsham Le Willows 0, Woodbridge Town 2.
Thank you, Nick. Full second half commentary on the way from Bramall Lane, where Ipswich Town, if you just joined us, I'm afraid, are trailing 2-0 at Sheffield United. Let's get some reaction to the lunchtime kickoffs in the Championship. We'll start at the Riverside Stadium, where it's 4 straight wins for Middlesbrough, who put 4 unanswered past Preston this afternoon. Here's the Borough boss, Kim Hellberg.
What a performance from the lads. What a energy performance from... As we talked about, playing Stoke away on a Wednesday night, travel 8 hours in the bus back and forth, and had that West Bromwich game 2 away, 16, 17 hours in the bus back and forth, and then one less day of rest between into this game, and then playing a Saturday lunch game, which is the short amount of time you can to rest you can get in between the games, and then put out that type of energy performance. I think that's just unbelievable from the players.
I've just spoken to Tommy Conway, and he said, when you were talking about that, the preparation time, but I just look at that as that's just excuses. Is that the attitude you're sort of fostering amongst your players, that, look, no matter what's coming your way, it's the Championship, you just got to get on with it?
I think it's always with everything. I think it's important to sometimes address it. We know it is like this, it is, and talk about it, and then you put it in the bag, and now we all address it. We know what it is, and then we will never use it as an excuse to why we not can perform. So that's the same thing we talked about in the locker room. We were like, if you're not ready to play, if you cannot put out the performance, you should not play. So then you have to tell us early. So that's the type of group I have. It, and also I think it's important just to sometimes address things, because it is a tough one to play Wednesday night, coming home middle of the night. I was crazy 2 days after that one in the head, and then you're on here playing directly again, and it's almost before breakfast. So it's that type of challenge that you get, and that is the rule, and that's the same for every team. They will all have those type of challenges, and then it's about, okay, we know it is like that, but don't make it as an excuse. Don't let it be a problem for us. So, and again, the players showed exactly that. I think that was a running show in terms of getting in behind them over 60 minutes. That was at the highest level.
How much are you enjoying this? I mean, that's 4 wins in a row. You have obviously consolidated that second place with the game still to come. How much fun is this for you?
Oh, it's fun. I'm actually a little bit tired also just for the moment. I feel it get to me when you win this game. It's been a tough week, a lot of travel, a lot of short amount of time in between the games. So now I feel like it would be a good Saturday to rest a little bit and have a Sunday off, and then we go again. But no, every day here is every moment with the supporters. On here with the players, I just love working with them, and how the players are trying to. Sometimes I'm feeding them together with the assistant coach with so much information, how to do here and how to do here and how we can do here, and then you can use different options here, and then so much theory, and been longer theories after the game. So, but they just like kids when they watch the screen, they're just in it, and they just try to learn, and just try to develop, and they try to talk football with me. So I'm so impressed by the squad, the players, how they react to everything. I think it's an amazing group.
It's 4 wins in a row. It's 8 wins from his 12 games in charge of Middlesbrough. Kim Hellberg speaking after the 4-0 victory over Preston this lunchtime. I mentioned the other Championship match this lunchtime finished 4-0 as well. Millwall 4, Charlton 0. We can hear briefly from the Millwall boss, Alex Neil. They won't go away as far as this playoff race is concerned.
I thought we deserved it. I think the only concern I had was for the amount of clear-cut chances we had first half, that we weren't further in the lead at half time, and then I thought second half we really sort of turned the screw, and I thought we deserved the game.
Special days like this for your fans as well. It's always nice to give them a result like that in a derby.
Yeah, listen, I could have played it down during the week, but a derby's a derby. I mean, there's no getting away from it. It does mean more to everybody else. It means more to the fans. It means more to the club. And for us, we wanted to embrace that. We felt certainly at their place in the first half, we didn't do ourselves justice. And today, we wanted to try and make sure we sort of showed our better self, if you like. And I thought we were excellent.
It could have been more, as you said, those chances in the first half. It could have been quite something, the scoreline today.
Yeah, even in the second half, we had a lot of balls flashed across the box with a lot of cutbacks landing in areas, but as far as the performance goes for the players, to keep a clean sheet and to be as dominant as we were and score 4 goals, you can't have any complaints.
Don't like to single players out too much, but Aziz today, real handful, isn't he? He's an excellent player.
Yeah, listen, he's been our talisman this season. He's made the difference in key games, and as you can see, he's in real confidence at the moment, as well as the rest of the lads. And yeah, he's sort of, we're good to go, really. I mean, all the games coming up now, providing we can keep them fit, I'm pretty sure we'll fancy our chances.
You know how to get out of this division. Looking at Millwall this season, they look like real contenders to me.
Yeah, listen, it's one game, so I'm not going to get carried away with that. I mean, because you're going to lose the next one, the next minute, we're rubbish again. So it is what it is. We've won the game, we played really well. We've got a big game coming up. The lads will have a couple of days rest, and then hopefully we can put a strong performance in against Sheffield United.
And just finally, I'm sure you're well aware of all the rumours about Barry Bannon. Is there anything you can tell us at this stage?
Absolutely nothing, no.
Alex Neil after Millwall 4, Charlton 0. Results today not going Ipswich Town's way at all, including at Bramall Lane, where they trail Sheffield United 2-0. Let's rejoin our commentary team on BBC Radio Suffolk. Former Town striker Alex Matthew alongside Brenna Woolley.
Still no sign of Sheffield United, but an unchanged Ipswich Town team are out off to our right-hand side. He'll have Walton in goal on a yellow card, a real rarity for him. His back four: Furlong, O'Shea the captain, Kipre and Greaves. Alex and myself both did wonder whether Leif Davis would start the second up, but Greaves is still there. Then you've got Matthew Siwa alongside Taylor. Taylor involved in that latest bust-up at the end of the first half. Then a three of Eggerly, Smodix, who was also at the heart of it, and Clark, and up top George Hurst, who's done some good stuff and some not so good stuff, but that can be said about a lot of these Ipswich Town players. On the bench, Palmer, Burns, Kiyuste, Athon, McAteer, Baggett, Johnson, Davis and Mehmeti. Out come Sheffield United. I'll be surprised if Chris Wilder's made any changes. So they'll have Cooper, who was excellent in the first half, in all yellow off to our left. His back four: Sariki, McGuinness, me and McCallum. Then you've got Peck alongside Davis. A three of Brooks, O'Hare, a goal scorer, Harmer and Bamford. Brooks and O'Hare, actually, they're two goal scorers. Bamford the captain. Up top on the bench, Davis, Arblaster, Cannon, Hoover, Burrows, Campbell, Chong, Matos and Sasnauskas. Sheffield United in their red and white striped shirts with the black shorts, black socks. Playing from left to right against the blue-white-blue of Ipswich Town. Let's see how the next 10-15 minutes go, because if Town can get a goal back in this game, well, you never know. But obviously 3-0 United, you've got to fear this one is all over. But still a lot of football to be played as Harmer gets the ball back to Cooper, way out of his area. Cooper, with his first touch of the half, knocks it long. Kipre doesn't take any prisoners with his header forward. McGuinness gets there a smidgen ahead of Hurst and hits it up into the Yorkshire sky. Greaves having a wrestle with Brooks. Taylor tries to force the ball towards the halfway line. Sariki to Brooks. Brooks onto the forehead of Greaves, headed forward by Peck, who's agitating a few Town players in that first half. Siddy Peck. Kipre, who's down for a little while with taking an elbow to the neck, plays it forward, and Me curls it back calmly to Cooper. First time clearance from Cooper. There's a fair number of empty red seats around the ground during these early exchanges in the second half. Clark goes in for Ipswich Town, headed away by McGuinness, nodded down by Bamford to Harmer. He loses out, just outnumbered. Jack Clark with a little drag back, then runs into traffic, loses the ball. Brooks curls it forward, asks too much of Bamford, and Kipre should see it out, which he does. Goal kick off the floor to Christian Walton as Kipre is nudged to the floor by Bamford. O'Shea towards Smodix on halfway. Peck goes after him. Ball comes off Peck for it. Through to Ipswich. Kieran McKenna's thoughts to come before off air at 6 on match day. We'll also hopefully hear from an Ipswich Town player down in the tunnel at Bramall Lane, and your thoughts equally important. 0800 141 2121 to chat to Alex and Graham, or text 81333. Start those messages SFK. WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Again, start those SFK. Clark to Greaves down the left hand side. Greaves in field to Taylor. Davis goes after him. Taylor gives it back to Greaves on this left hand side. Back to the halfway line, and Kipre took his eye off the ball, but nobody's there to capitalise. And you had a little groan at another poor bit of play from George Hurst there, Alex.
Yeah, it's just let the ball go right underneath his foot. It worked out for us in the end, but yeah, we just got to make I've said it before about him, he just lacks in confidence from me.
Matthew Siwa, challenged by Davis, gets it back to O'Shea. Now Furlong. O'Shea plays the ball back to the edge of his 6-yard area, and Walton, who sorts out his feet under pressure from Harmer and clears to Greaves. Greaves' header goes back to where it came. O'Hare's knocked down. home fans are furious with a challenge by Kipre, who's going to get a yellow card. That foul on O'Hare. Again, Chris Wilder furious down below, speaking to the fourth official. It's a free kick to Sheffield United, which they take way too quickly. The referee still hasn't finished writing Kipre's name in his notepad.
Just before that, Brenner, Jacob Greaves should not be getting beaten there from the guy who's won the header to knock it in for Kipre to come out and give the foul away in the first place. This one here, Jacob Greaves should not be getting caught.
Kieran McKenna already talking to Martin Pert and Mark Hudson. Harmer and McCallum on this free kick for Sheffield United. Christian Walton on the near post off to our right hand side. The one-man wall is Clark. The other blue shirts lined up along the edge of that 18-yard area. Free kick to Sheffield United. McCallum steps over it. Harmer puts it in. Great ball. The header from Mears over the bar. Just got underneath it.
That should be 3-0, Brenner. That should
ball.
be 3-0 without a shadow. Ben Mee's got to hit the target. Hits the target, it's in the back of the net. Great ball in, and Mee's got to hit the target there.
Well, we saw luckily he didn't have any on Tuesday night. We saw one of the best set-piece takers in the division in Scott Twine, and Harmer, there's an argument for suggesting he's also in that particular conversation. That was real quality from him there. Missed by Matu Siwa. Good interception from O'Shea. Here's the Dutchman now on the ball. He's robbed by O'Hare, who's very busy. He's got a bit more spring in their step, Sheffield United. Remember, they did play a day later than Ipswich Town, and they travelled to the south coast.
It's not that, Brenner. It's goals change games, and that's what it looks like. They're winning 2-0. They're comfortable. They're playing with confidence. We're trying chasing the game, and that's why they look as if they've got a spring in their step. We've not.
You wonder about changes then, don't you, from Kieran McKenna? Would you consider that soon, Alex?
I would be doing it in the next 5-10 minutes.
Harmer gets the better of Eggly and switches play out to this left-hand side, or right, should I say, underneath us. Brooks couldn't track back. It was a bit wayward from Harmer. And it's out for a throw-in to Jacob Greaves. Greaves goes back to Kipre, and he gives it to Walton. O'Hare closes down Walton. Walton plays it across his 6-yard area to O'Shea, out to the far side, Darnell Furlong. He tries to pass it up to the halfway line. Risky, poor from Furlong. Easy for me to get on. And then Peck gives it to McCallum. McCallum jogs the ball forward. Not to see much of Ipswich Town in this first 5 minutes of the second half. Kieran McKenna will be disappointed.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that ball from Furlong's not a bad ball, Brenner. To be fair, Hurst has got to be looking for that. He's standing behind the centre half. He's got to be looking in front of it to get a hold of it.
Forward from Furlong towards Hurst. Missed by him, and the ball swings out for a Sheffield United throw in midway inside their half of the field.
Granted, he can't do nothing with a ball like that. That ball's poor into him. There's nothing Hurst can do with it. But the one before, he gets in front of it. He's got 2 yards on the centre half. He's got to be looking for that ball from the full-back.
Athon likely to be a change at some stage. Burns, who else is out there at the moment? Davis, certainly, who was warming up at half-time with his white shorts on. The rest of the players are tracksuit bottoms. I did think Davis might start the second half. Just had a bit more pep to Ipswich Town going forward down that left-hand side, but he hasn't come on just yet. Matasiwa in a 50-50. The ball comes off him last, up against McCallum. It's Mehmeti, Burns, Athon and McAteer, I think it is. The 4 players out in their yellow bibs. Wouldn't be a big surprise if Kieran went for all 4 at once. He'll want to keep one substitution up his sleeve, understandably, with so long in the game to go, as O'Shea turns away from O'Hare, gets up towards Smodix. Smodix gives it to Bamford, but he was caught late, Smodix.
To be fair, Brennan, I'd be surprised if the 2 of the 4 that's out there will come on. I think Mehmeti will probably come on later on in the last 10-15 minutes, but the other 2, I can't see McAteer coming on. I can see Athon coming on.
There's Mehmeti, Davis, Athon and Burns are the 4 out there.
Yeah, I can see them 3. Yeah.
Wouldn't be a surprise at all. Poor touch from Eggly. Then he's late on Davis, who springs up in the air. Next to nothing happening down there in terms of this is a spectacle. Martin Pert and Kieran McKenna still in conversation. But something has to change from Ipswich Town's perspective. Why not get the 4 of them on?
He could go 3 at the back, couldn't he? But You know what I mean? But I don't think it will.
Harmer over the top looking for O'Hare. It's a great ball from Harmer. O'Hare can't keep it in. They're under pressure from O'Shea. Christian Walton will take this goal kick. Ipswich Town at the moment heading towards their first defeat of the calendar year. 65 years it is, incidentally, since Ipswich Town last won their first 4 league games of a calendar year. It's not looking likely that this afternoon, it has to be said. O'Shea to Furlong, who just slaloms away from Harmer and Bamford, and then he's gone down holding his face. Furlong wriggling around on the floor. What's that all about, far side?
Did he catch him?
I don't know, we'll have to have a look at that. He's holding the back of his head, Furlong. It's very dramatic from him. Don't know quite what happened. Holding his right ear now. I don't know whether we're going to get a replay of this. The referee's not doing anything about it at the moment. Davis is certainly coming on. Athon's certainly coming on. Burns is certainly coming on. The Ipswich Town physio's primed, ready for action on this near side. Not coming on the field though. Furlong's been told to walk off. As Kieran McKenna shakes hands with Leif Davis.
It's a strange front foot. If he's faked that, let's have a look, see what's happened here, because he's not touched him. That's poor for Furlong. That's poor. He's just caught him. His trailing legs just caught the top of his ear, but I don't think it's that bad what he's done it.
Triple change for Town imminent. Headed on by Hurst, maybe a chance for Smodics to make it 2-1. Clark saved by Cooper. Might come back to him. That was from nowhere. It was a good effort on target from Clark. Difficult ball to hit. And again, sadly, Cooper was right behind it. He's having a very good afternoon, the Sheffield United goalkeeper.
He's a good shot stopper, isn't he? He really is.
Good keeper. He is a good goalkeeper.
It's a great save that now, because it's a difficult one as well, because it's bouncing.
Greaves throws the ball to Clark. Back it comes to Taylor. Taylor has a chance to cross. Far towards the far post it goes, held by Cooper. On the edge of his penalty area now.
That'd be a great time to score, wouldn't it?
So I would imagine it's going to be Eggerly, Hurst and Greaves about to come off. Furlong being booed by the home crowd. Can't understand why. Here he is again, once more. You'll know every time Darnell Furlong gets the ball for a little while without me mentioning his name. There you go. Furlong towards Matusiwa, who can't control it. It's blown up. It's a Sheffield United ball. And Ipswich Town can make a change. The way this game is at the moment, it suits Sheffield United a lot more than Ipswich Town. Very messy and ugly.
This is a positive change though. This could make a difference, these three coming on. It could make a big difference.
Kipre's going off. He's on a yellow card. Greaves is going to go in at centre half. Interesting shout. Davis will go to left back, obviously.
I wonder if that's his neck.
We've gone with Smodics rather than Eggerly. That's a surprise. I thought Smodics had been better. Smodics goes off to be replaced by Burns. Eggerly will come into the number 10. Athon's about to come on for Walton, isn't he? Bearing in mind what I predicted a couple of minutes ago. I got one of them right. Oh, well done. Athon replaces Hurst.
No, I would have kept Hurst on, you know, and put Al on the 10. In my eyes, anyway. Putting Az on as a 10. But
Eggerly's got the opportunity again to play in the number 10. Burns obviously has gone out to the right hand side. And that rearranged back line is Furlong, O'Shea, Greaves and Davis. Just 11.5 minutes gone in this second half. Sheffield United, and amongst all of that, still lead by 2-0, both in the first half. And they've now got a throw in, edging their way towards the Ipswich Town penalty area.
Let's see if this gives us a spark.
It's got to, hasn't it? Sariki gets away from Taylor. In comes his cross the Ipswich Town area. Nodded back in by Harmer, but into the hands of Christian Walton. Live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Town with Davis just on the field. Rare substitute appearance from him. Athon, nice touch infield towards Clark. Mee took a stumble and then just had to use his body to block off the ball from Clark. He got very unlucky there. Brooks with a switch of play from right to left. Furlong wins the header, nods it over the top of Harmer, brought down by Burns on the far side. Harmer goes after him. Burns tucks the ball back to Furlong, yet to be forgiven.
It was a nice flick from Azon as well.
It was, wasn't it? He did very well.
I thought Clark was just going to knock it and go, but he was a bit unfortunate. I think he was frightened.
Had one of his best games for Town Athlon in the week. It's cleared away from him all the way through to Christian Walton. Well, we hope this one's not just going to fizzle out.
Well, I hope not.
Walton. Town is still in it. Greaves gives it back to Walton. Walton passes it to O'Shea beyond Bamford. Davis wants it on this near side. O'Shea plays it to Taylor in the centre circle. Taylor now does find Davis on the left-hand side. Nicely controlled by the number 3. Ball cut in field to Clark. Miscontrols it. Passed away by Davis straight to Matusiwa. Taylor gives it back to the Dutchman. Matusiwa bends the ball to Burns on the far side. To Furlong. They play a 1-2. Burns is in behind. Good play. The tuck back to Taylor. Controls, shoots, blocked. Peels for a handball. Not given. Play continues.
Oh, he's given it. I can't believe he's gave it.
The referee has given the penalty against Mark McGuinness. The shot from Taylor, he thought long and hard about that, the referee, and has eventually pointed to the penalty spot off to our left-hand side. And Town, approaching the hour mark, have a chance to pull the scoreline back to 2-1.
He's a brave man, the referee, for me. Well done if it is.
It's a good play from Town initially.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Yes, it's a penalty. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, well done, ref.
Seen it a few times. Yeah, and there aren't many complaints down there either. It has to be said. Again, I say it so often, but you judge that initial reaction of players, and they didn't swarm around the referee. They're like, yeah, fair cop.
Good impact from Burns right away.
Well, Hurst has just gone off. He possibly would have taken it, but Jack Clark has taken penalties for Ipswich Town so far this season. Scored against Derby and Bristol City.
This is a big moment in the game, Brenner.
It's Jack Clark on his 3rd penalty kick of the season. So far he's scored 2 out of 2. And he's scored 10 goals already. Can he make it number 11 and get Town back into this game at Bramall Lane? Off to our left-hand side. He's hit the post and it's gone in. Off one post into the opposite side netting. And Town are right back in this at Sheffield United 2, Ipswich Town 1 now.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good penalty at the end, right in the corner. Got a little bit of luck, but just what we needed. 15 minutes into the second half, we get an early goal. Now we'll see what Sheffield United are made of, because they must be nervous now.
Good penalty, no one was stopping that. Similar to his second goal the other night, when the ball was rolled to him from Athlon. One ahead of Philogene, now on 11 goals for the season. Clipped forward by Cooper. That's what it's taken to beat him so far. So then, game on at Bramall Lane. McCallum over the top. Davis is there. That should pep Ipswich Town up. Peck to Bamford. Bamford trying to get into a scoring area, edge of the box. In steps Matusiwa. Town have a man down in a collision with McCallum.
It was just about to switch the ball, Burns, there, and he's just caught him in the back of the ankle. So he has. He does leave a little bit in.
I think there's going to be another change by the looks of things, possibly from the Sheffield United bench. The electronic board is in the hands of Mr. Allison. Live on BBC Radio Suffolk, Sheffield United 2, Ipswich Town 1. Town had scored in all but one of their last 13, make that 14 now. Long from O'Shea, too long, all the way through to Cooper. It's our Blaster, young midfielder, very talented one. He's had his injury problems. He's going to be coming on possibly for Davis, one would have thought. Up in the air from Cooper, the goalkeeper of Sheffield United, headed on by McCallum. A lovely touch from O'Hare to Bamford. Brooks might be in on goal. Bamford tried to play it around the back of Davis, then he's appealed for a handball. Davis plays it to Clark, in slides Sariki, out goes the ball on halfway. We're through to Ipswich Town. Here comes our Blaster, and he is coming on for Tom Davis. Standing ovation for him. So Town with the only goal so far of this second half. Let's see what they can do. There's going to be at least, half an hour's worth of action. We've played 62 minutes here. Let's go back to Graham.
Wrexham have levelled at QPR 1-1. Swansea have won back against Hull but trail 2-1.
Manchester we're back to Walton, closed down by Peck. Nice ball out from Walton to Taylor. Taylor gets up towards the halfway line and gives it to Davis. Davis puts it in behind for Athon. Athon's gone after this. Cooper's quickly to the edge of his area. Unlucky. It's unfortunate that.
Yeah, good ball from Davis. Good run from Athon as well. Just the keeper's very alert.
Big kick downfield from Cooper. Headed square by O'Shea to Furlong. He'll let it go back to his goalkeeper. Walton, a couple of the Sheffield United substitutes are out for a bit of a jog. So Town have got Preston at home in a week's time, then we're at Portsmouth a week on Tuesday, that rearranged game. Derby 2 weeks today before the back-to-back. Wrexham's first in the Cup and then in the league. Athon with a nice layoff on halfway to Clark. Here come Ipswich Town. Davis is in lots of space. Clark finds him. Davis inside the area. He swings his effort wide of the target, but again, good play on the break from Ipswich Town.
Yeah, he's just snatched out of Davis, but that's the importance of the centre forward, Brenner. Athon there holding the ball up, linking with his midfielder, and we've managed to get Davis in. And really, to be fair, Davis, you'd expect him to do better. It's just his first touches took him a little bit wide and he slipped when he's kicked it.
He did, didn't he? Lost his balance as he went to strike it left-footed, but still life in this for Ipswich Town. O'Shea beats Bamford. He's come out on top in that battle so far, the Ipswich captain. Paul from Burns, in goes McCallum. Furlong's going to have to go after that ball and make sure it's going out of play. He gets shoved in the back by McCallum. It's an Ipswich Town ball at the back. Kiyuste and Mehmeti on this near side. I'm guessing we might well see both of them if things stay as they are. Maybe it's set up for Mehmeti on his debut to come on and grab the equaliser or the winner for Ipswich Town. Funnier things have happened. They're unbeaten in 6 league games here since Derby on the 1st of November. Sheffield United 4 wins and a couple of draws. Cleared away by Walton's left foot, nodded down by me over the top of Athon. United play it forward. O'Shea is there to turn it back to Walton.
He's left-sided, Mehmeti, isn't he?
Yeah. Number 10 to the left. Yeah, that's more his role.
So I would probably like. I would like to keep Jack Clark on the pitch, to be fair, and maybe put him in the number 10 role or Mehmeti in the 10 role. Do you know what I mean?
Here comes Davis, throwing the ball back to Greaves. Greaves then finds O'Shea. Egley's not really had a sniff since he moved into the 10. Ball forward from O'Shea, has too much on it. And it's through to Michael Cooper. Town and Plymouth back in the day when they were both getting promoted from League One were always said to, amongst other things obviously, have the best 2 goalkeepers at that level. And these are the 2 goalkeepers watching in Championship action this afternoon. Oh, ball over the top for Bamford. Flag is stayed down. Bamford 1-on-1. There's only one possible outcome. He scores his 7th goal since arriving at Sheffield United in November and makes it 3-1 to the Blades. Town are 2 behind once more, and that might be too big a mountain to climb now.
He looked offside, Brenner. I'd like to see it again. It's a great finish, good finish. He was never going to miss. But it's, he looked offside to me.
I agree, but in the eyes of the assistant on this near side, he timed his run to perfection. Let's see if we won't see it from this angle that we're currently watching. And maybe Furlong played him on, perhaps. It's a really good finish at the near post there. Quality. Hasn't had a great game. O'Shea's had the better of him, but that's what you get. One opportunity, and straight into the corner of the net. Town 3-1 behind now. As we kick off again, Egley over the ball just when we thought there was life in this game for Ipswich Town. Can they go again? Wes Burns currently chatting to Bamford on the halfway line about something or other. Egley gives the ball back to O'Shea. O'Shea smacks it downfield. Mee heads it away for Sheffield United. Headed up by Taylor. Peck wins a header. O'Shea then guides it back off his right boot to his goalkeeper Walton. O'Hare still full of running, but he was never going to get there. Walton had a bit of time, and then he floats the ball out to Furlong. Furlong still being booed. Midway through the second half, live on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. If you want to join me on the Blue Hour on Monday evening, every Monday night between 6 and 7, talking all things Ipswich Town. The women are at home in Colchester again tomorrow to Bristol City. A tough game for David Wright's side, that. Or the men, get in touch with me on Monday night. Same phone number and WhatsApps and texts as this afternoon. 0800 141 2121. Text 81333. Start those messages SFK. WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Again, put SFK at the start of those. And if you want to speak to me on Monday, brenner@bbc.co.uk is the email. BRENNER at bbc.co.uk. I look forward to chatting to you on Monday at 6. United trying to build again down the left-hand side. Just a bit too much on that ball forward from Arblaster. His first involvement, and it's out behind. I think Tom Cannon might be readying himself for some action, potentially for Sheffield United. One of Chris Wilder's staff just having a word with him as Town played out from Davis to Clark. Nice dummy from Clark. Ball goes up towards Athon. Athon crowded out. He's lost the ball. O'Hare infield to Brooks. Brooks held up by Matusiwa. Gets the better of him and tries the spectacular, but the ball's curled out for a throw-in on the far side off the outside of his boot. Mehmeti is about to make his debut for Ipswich Town. How do you see things now? Town are 2 behind again, Alex.
Yeah, I think that third goal's killed it a little bit, but we need a little spark again. Maybe Mehmeti can do it. I still don't think we're out of it. We've still got 20 odd minutes to go yet. Whoever gets the next goal.
Ball headed forward. Furlong's going to try and see this one out behind, which he manages to do, then has a little tangle with Harmer, but nothing doing, thankfully. And then... What's up, Alex? You can talk.
Turn your sound up a bit.
What, yours?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Can't really hear you.
That's no bad thing, a lot of people will be saying. Davis infield towards Matusiwa, up towards the halfway line, and Clark. O'Shea deep inside his half, finds Furlong on the halfway line. On that right wing is Burns, trying to go one-on-one with McCallum. He's got beyond him to a point. In comes his cross, good wing play from Burns. Up goes the goalkeeper, really good hands up above Athon, who's ended up in a heap on the edge of the 6-yard area again. Excellent work from Cooper. Exactly 70 minutes gone. Town 3-1 down thanks to Bamford. Mehmeti and Kiyuste, the final 2 changes are imminent. He played against Ipswich Town in the week, and now he's about to play for them. Anas Mehmeti, 9 goals this season for the 25-year-old, 12 last season, had 3 years at Bristol City. Here comes a debut for Anas Mehmeti. He's going to be replacing Sindra Waller-Egerly for the last 20 minutes at Bramall Lane. Let's see what he can do. And also Taylor goes off to be replaced by Kiyuste. Well, Mehmeti did score here on the opening day of the season for Bristol City. Let's see if he can cap his debut with a goal for Ipswich. At the moment, there's a Sheffield United player down. So you still think Town are in this game by the sounds of things then, Alex?
I do. I mean, that goal, the third goal's a bit of a killer. It really is. But you've got Mehmeti coming on, you've got Kiyuste. We know what Kiyuste can do in the Town shot, so let's see what Mehmeti can do. Egerly, to be fair, he's not been involved at all. The game's sort of passed him by a little bit, and that's no fault of the young lad himself. He will be a good player for Town. But at this moment in time, this game's passed him by, so the right decision for me. Get Mehmeti on, let's see what he can do, make a name for himself. Kiyuste, we know the quality he's got, so let's see if we can get something up there. And I mean, if we get a goal in the next 5 minutes, we're still in this game, Brenner, because they're not comfortable still.
No, they've still not looked that great, Sheffield United. At the moment, it's because of a cramp break for Gus Harmer, who's going to be replaced, actually. That's his last bit of involvement today. And on will come the striker, Tom Cannon, for him. Graham.
Stoke have levelled up at Birmingham City 1-1. Scott Twine for Bristol City. They lead Sheffield Wednesday 1-0. And Oxford are now 2-0 up on their travels at Leicester.
Wow, Marty Cifuentes on very thin ice. If they don't get something from that game, even a draw, you do wonder. Harmer limps off. Real favourite of the crowd here. Got an assist for O'Hare, the first goal of the afternoon. Different sort of player, Cannon. Once of Everton, then Leicester. He's a striker. Has been playing as a front two. Sheffield United have been 4-4-2 in the last couple of matches. Let's see what they're going to now. Seems to have gone up front, Cannon, with Bamford anyway. Kayuste just on the field, finds Mehmeti. Nice early touch for him. Back to Furlong. O'Shea is the deepest player in blue off to our right-hand side. Nice control from Mehmeti. Slips it back to O'Shea. Into the centre circle. O'Shea to the left, and Greaves coming forward for Ipswich Town. In round the back, tries to find Davis. Out it's gone for a throw. Greaves takes it quickly. Infield to Matusiwa. 3-1 to the home team. O'Shea, to be a 6th defeat of the season, this for Ipswich Town. First since Leicester in December. Greaves down the line to Davis. Davis wriggles away from Brooks. To Kayuste, to Matusiwa. Not a particularly good ball. Sheffield United can break. Bamford has ruled it up to Cannon just on the field. Greaves gets back and holds him up. Cannon needs support in the centre as the Blues stream back as well, though. Cannon's gone back to Brooks. Then onto the centre spot. McGuinness, who gave away the penalty. In the middle of the field, Blaster. Gives it to Siriki. Now down the line, Brooks tried to put it through the legs of Davis, who's having none of it. The throw to Sheffield United. Siriki throws it to Cannon, hooked away by Greaves. Mehmeti gets on the ball deep and passes it to Clark. There's some good touches early on Mehmeti. Clark running forward. Athon's making a run in front of him. Clark tries to bend the ball towards Burns. Burns might have a chance of robbing McCallum. McCallum got lucky in the end. Ball almost got stuck between his feet, and Burns would have capitalised as O'Shea looks to get the better of Bamford far side. Bamford's furious, kicks the advertising board. It's an Ipswich Town ball. Bamford gets a yellow card for the petulance.
I just think Clark's got to do better there with the pass, Brenner. I mean, it's sloppy from outside the right boot. Just go and make it. You know what I mean? It's a chance to put your team back in the game. If he finds Burns is in and goal. It's just sloppy.
Matusiwa to Clark. The layoff finds Greaves. Greaves gets over halfway. Davis is down the left-hand side. Greaves has continued his run on from centre-half. Back it goes, though, to Kayuste, kind of filled in the gap. Matusiwa to Mehmeti. Mehmeti outside the area, still has it. The Albanian runs into traffic. Peck clears away for Sheffield United, up towards Bamford, beaten by O'Shea again. Forward from Greaves, well intercepted by Siriki because Clark might have been away. Matusiwa gets there ahead of O'Hare. Burns on the far side. Town trying to up the ante. Mehmeti goes back to Matusiwa. Clark outside the D off to our left. Challenged, loses the ball. Sheffield United can break. Greaves leans into his man and takes him out cynically. It's one for the team. No quibbles about that yellow card for Jacob Greaves on Tom Cannon.
No, that's definitely a yellow card. But just before that, the Sheffield United player is so lucky on the Clark. He just fell onto the ball and it landed to his player. Just little breaks like that we're not getting just now. I was just saying that Ipswich Town were growing back into the game there. And that's just stopped the game now.
Oh, watching it again from Greaves.
He just took him out. He's not even looking at the ball.
No interest in the ball whatsoever. Cannon must have been ready for that. Fair enough. Attendance 638. So not quite 29,000 inside Bramble Lane. Holds about 32.5 this ground, but the majority are having a good afternoon because their side leads 3-1. Good travelling support from Ipswich Town again in the whole of the lower tier off to our left-hand side. Incidentally, got a good view of the penalty. Siriki, ball into the box to Brooks. Chance for 4-1. Oh, he sliced it woefully wide. It's another shot of his. It's going to go out for a throw-in.
Wow.
Another
Great
chance,
play.
though.
Great play from Siriki. Really is. But the finish from Brooks, I don't know what he's thinking.
Scored in the first half, but he's had chances to add to that in the second, but it's as if he's had somebody else's boots on a couple of times.
13 they're on the wrong feet.
Yeah, possibly. 13 to go. 3-1 Sheffield United. But you still feel Town can get something from this game. We know they're better than this, and Sheffield United haven't been great. Davis with a switch. It's a good-looking ball towards Burns. McCallum, cool as you like, glances his header back to Cooper.
Great defending from McCallum. Really is. He had a look, see where Burns was, and he's just headed it back to his goalkeeper.
Matusiwa with the header on. Thankfully Cannon lost his footing, otherwise he'd have been away. Goodness me, that was a worrying moment for Ipswich Town from nowhere. It was just a long kick from Cooper, which Matusiwa got in a bit of a tangle, put his head on the ball, but directed it almost into the path of Cannon, who would have been in on goal.
Yes, I don't know what he's doing as far back as he's right in his centre half's toes there. He needs to be a little bit further forward.
O'Shea finds Greaves, closed down by Cannon. Greaves plays the ball down the line towards Davis. Davis wafts his left leg at the ball, but he's offside. Free kick to Sheffield United in front of their right back area. Yeah, Kieran McKenna's thoughts to come before we're off air at 6 o'clock on match day.
Yeah, a bit disappointed today, I think. Like everybody is. We thought it was there. I think it was there for us, especially in the first 15 minutes. We looked the better side, and then once the goal went in, we just went to pot, didn't we?
Yeah, they did. Mametti's kind of playing in the number 10, by the way.
He's done all right when he came in.
Yeah, he has.
So far.
I've liked him. He's had some nice touches. Yeah. Forward it goes from Cooper. Yeah, Burns down the right, Clark down the left-hand side. Greaves, little shove in the back of Cannon. Fair do, says the referee. O'Hare flicks it over the top, but on the second bounce it's collected by Walton. Hasn't been overly impressed by the officials today, Chris Wilder, I would imagine. But he's happy with the scoreline anyway. His side with a 2-goal cushion heading towards the final 10 minutes. Furlong still being booed far side. There is Mametti getting on the ball, getting it back from Matusiwa. Mametti on his debut puts it in for Athon inside the area. Athon is offside, unlucky.
Good from Mametti again.
It was again. He's done ever so well since he came on. Immediately caught the eye.
He looks comfortable in that 10 role as well.
Yeah, he does.
You've got to be brave to be in that 10 role. You've got to be able to take the ball in the half turn all the time and be confident that you're going to get kicked and be aware of people around you, and he looks as if he's got that.
It's a score and create, and Town haven't had enough goals from their number 10s this season.
Well, Chaplin used to do it all the time, didn't he? He was very good in that 10 role.
Did. Cleared forward by Cooper. One in the air by Cannon to Brooks. Brooks lifts it over the top of Davis. Davis challenges back. The ball's in the D on the edge of the Ipswich area. Bamford nudged O'Shea to the deck as Cannon tried to carry it on into the area. Free kick at the back to Ipswich Town. Matusiwa gives it to Furlong. Blocked out of play off of Burns by McCallum. Throw to Sheffield United. We're into the final 10 minutes of this match. At the moment, Sheffield United gaining revenge for their 5-0 defeat at Portman Road after the first international break of the season, but they are a very different animal nowadays. McCallum with a throw, headed up and away by O'Shea. Kieran McKenna watches on just to the left of Chris Wilder underneath us. Town have got to win some of these away games on the horizon. There's got more of a gap opening up between them and the top two. Walton with a goal kick, so to retrieve the ball himself off to our right.
They're always difficult, the away games to come, especially against teams like this, and you know what I mean, they're always hard. You want to try and at least get a draw out of them at the very least.
Portsmouth and Derby should certainly be easier than this one. Got to win at least one of those ones and ideally get something from the other. Here is Peck getting the ball to Arblaster. Arblaster trying to find O'Hare. Furlong got enough on the ball to push it wide. O'Hare still picked it up though. Sheffield United with McCallum. Back to Peck inside the Ipswich Town half. Peck moves it back to the halfway line. And McCallum, who's had a good game, plays it off for Burns for a throw to Sheffield United.
Unfortunately, Sheffield United look the more likely to score just now, Brenner. unless we can get them on the counter-attack.
They do, sadly. McCallum taking his time over this throw in, the former Coventry player. McCallum throws the ball up towards Bamford. Matsusiwa intercepted, but then gave it to Brooks. Bamford challenges, wins the ball before Burns. In goes McCallum on. Peck comes away with it. Mehmeti's going to close down Me back to Cooper. Cooper belts it long all the way to his opposite number, Christian Walton. 7 to go. Still since the Bamford goal, 3-1 Sheffield United. Davis short down the line near side to Clark. Clark's held it up against Sariki and gone back to Davis. Davis in field to Matsusiwa. First time forward from him. Intercepted though by Sheffield United. Threaded through to Bamford. Bamford against Walton. Goes round Walton, then goes down. Was that a dive? It was a dive from Bamford, who's got a yellow card, and it's his second. Bamford is sent off. Heads are in hands. The referee went straight to his pocket, and he's given Patrick Bamford a second yellow card for diving, trying to win a penalty kick. Off he goes at Sheffield United's third red card in the space of 8 days. Bamford is sent off. Didn't waste any time, the referee. Made his mind up immediately.
He was in a good position. I'd like to see it again, but he was in a good position, the referee. He was looking right on it, wasn't he?
Yep, I think he just knows as well, Bamford. Naughty. Good to see. Well, let's see how important his goal is going to be in this game. He'll miss their next match. They're only without Japhet Tanganga because of his red card. Sumari also got sent off last week. Can't tell from that angle, but it looked like a fair shout. Good refereeing. Clark's gone after this one, won't keep it in. So Town playing against 10 men for the remainder of this game. Oh yeah. Blatant dive. Well done, Mr. Neild. Mixed bag of an afternoon for Bamford, the captain as well.
To be fair, if he gave the other way, Christian Walton was off.
Yeah, that was my fear as well. I thought that. I thought, oh, he's going to be sent off, but made the right decision. 10-man Sheffield United leading by 3-1. 5 minutes of normal time to play. United about to make another change by the looks of things. Chris Wilder speaking to someone down below us. It might be Kiana Hoover, former Liverpool defender. Tends to play right back. Ipswich with Athon. Can't take the ball. Forward it goes down the left-hand side to Cannon. O'Hare's in the middle. Cannon still has the ball. Wide left outside the Ipswich area. Tries to get inside the box. Comes off of Matsusiwa. And this is the first corner kick of the second half. Wow.
Just wish we could get something out of this game. And there's going to be at least 5 or 6 at the end of the game. So you're talking about 11 minutes left.
Absolutely.
We've got to just keep going. And hopefully we'll get a chance. And if we get a chance, take it.
It is Hoover, who's recently signed on loan from Wolves, who's going to be coming on for Sheffield United as they try to strengthen at the back, have a little rejig to hold on to this 2-goal advantage. Corner kick to the Blades. Final 4 minutes of normal time. Haven't committed too many bodies forward. There are 4 outside the penalty area. Left-footed, in it swings from McCallum towards the far post. Headed into the middle by McGuinness, well watched by Athon back defending for Town. Here is Burns winning a throw-in for Town at left back. Our Blasters unhappy with it. Davis to take this throw. 0800 141 2121, the phone number to have a chat with Graham and Alex afterwards. Text 81333. Start those messages SFK. WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Again, start those SFK. The change is Brooks going off to be replaced by Hoover. Sheffield United probably feeling they've done enough to hold on to this. Kind of got to believe, though, with a man advantage, that they can get themselves back into it. As Alex was saying, there will be a fair few minutes added on. Walton out to O'Shea. The board is going to be interesting the next time it goes up in about 3 minutes. Attempted pass forward from Furlong's blocked off by O'Hare, who's still full of fizz running around out there. O'Shea to Greaves on the halfway line. Davis wants it down this near side. Greaves has held on to it. Infield he goes to Clark, who scored the penalty for Town that gave them hope. Clark now running at the Sheffield United area, slips the ball to the left, and Davis, first time pass in field to Greaves. Back it comes to Davis, in comes his cross, diving header away by Sariki towards Cannon. Cannon gets on the ball, tries to hit it beyond Walton from inside his own half. Thankfully Walton's not going to be caught out for the second time like that this season, and just controls it. Didn't play it anywhere near as well as Fatawu did before Christmas.
That was some goal, wasn't it?
Oh, a phenomenal goal. One of the very best that I've seen. O'Shea to Greaves. Greaves wide left outside the Sheffield United area to Clark. Town have got to make these kind of attacks count. Clark plays the ball towards the far stick and Burns into the centre. Nodded down by Athon, but the referee's seen a foul in there on McCallum. That was promising for Ipswich Town when the ball went in initially.
Yeah, it's a good run. But you see, he gave a foul, he must have pushed him, took McCallum down Furlong.
Free kick then to Cooper, who's had a very good game.
He's been their best player. For me, the goalkeeper. I don't think any of the other players has really stood out as much, or the outfield players. If you think of all the shots he's had to stay from Town, probably 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So
he's done very well. Forward from Cooper, over the top of Cannon and O'Shea. The spin and hit forward comes from Furlong. Athon backing into Me wins the header. Burns brings it down for Ipswich Town. Final minute of the 90. Athon goes down. Free kick to Ipswich, 35 plus yards from goal.
To be fair, both goalkeepers have had good games.
They have, haven't they? Yeah, I was thinking that. O'Shea and Walton have been Town's best 2 players. O'Shea the pick of the bunch for me.
Yeah.
Davis on this free kick. Long way out, probably 36 yards from goal. Not much angle on it. Let's see what Town can do to give themselves a whiff of an opportunity of getting something from this game. He's got to do well here, Leaf. Final minute of the 90, they're 2 goals behind. Into the box it comes, headed square by O'Shea, nodded away as far as Clark. Clark into the area for Burns. Burns touches it down. Davis controls it into the box. He gives it to Mehmeti. Mehmeti into the middle, blocked off. Mehmeti goes after the ball. He won't keep it in. It's a throw to Ipswich. There's a body down inside the Sheffield United area. I think it's Sariki. So another little break in play.
There we go.
7 minutes. Which hasn't started just yet. Kieran McKenna speaking to the 4th official.
He's thinking there should have been more, isn't he?
Possibly. Still talking away to him, Kieran, down below us. Refereed Ipswich Town at QPR earlier on this season, the 4th official today. Here comes Furlong with a long throw to Sheffield United area. Headed on by Greaves, might come to Clark. Block, might be a follow-up, nodded into the centre, maybe another opportunity. There's a body, goes down again under a challenge from Burns. I thought it might have been a shout for a penalty there at one stage for Ipswich Town. And there's real worry from one of the Sheffield United players about his colleague, about getting somebody on quickly from the Sheffield United bench. It's McCallum, I think, is down on his back. So we've had very little of the 7 minutes so far. Well, it seemed to open up a couple of times for Ipswich Town.
Yeah, Clark's trying to side foot it in the corner where maybe he should have just got in there quick and put his laces through it. It's a good block, to be fair.
Really good block. And that was Furlong throwing himself at McCallum. Free kick to Sheffield United.
I don't think that's a foul, you know. I think he's just went for the ball, Wes Burns. Yeah, I even think so as well.
Yeah, he's still complaining about that. It's not going to do any good. Play continues. Davis's header is met by Peck on halfway. He's had a decent game in midfield for United. Now O'Shea to Matu Siwa. To the right-hand side, Burns. Kayuste wants it in the middle. Hasn't got it. Burns has gone back to O'Shea. Sheffield United have all of their 9 outfield players behind the ball. Clark comes in field, plays a ball forward. The diving header goes square by O'Hare, touched into the box by Greaves, just away from Kayuste. Cooper sees it out behind for a goal kick. Cooper obviously in no great hurry to take this. Sheffield United have a man down on one knee as well. Peck, I think that is. A few of their fans already wandering out, convinced that their side has taken all 3 points. Good win this for them.
Yeah, as after the 2 defeats.
Blow for Ipswich Town, but far from being the end of the world. Most of us would have taken a point from this game, so it's only the one dropped in that sense, but we've seen better from Ipswich Town. Davis. Infield to O'Shea. On the far touchline is Mehmeti. Coming in field. Goes back to his captain. Still probably 5 minutes worth of action still to play, I would have thought, with the breaks in the added-on 7. Clark wasted, not good from him. Long ball forward out behind. Graham.
Late goals for Wrexham, 93rd minute, 94th minute. They've come from 2-1 down to lead QPR 3-2.
They're still my tip to be top 6, Alex, Wrexham.
Yeah.
I still think so, yeah. I've got a feeling about them. It's going to be interesting to see what they're like when we go there next month.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Twice. Yeah, Friday night in the Cup, and then 8 days later the league meeting in North Wales. Here comes Cooper with this kick at officially the midway point of the added-on 7, although I think we've got to play more than another 3.5. Forward from Sariki all the way through to Walton. That goal from Bamford seems to have killed off Ipswich Town's chances. They weren't 2-1 behind for very long. Bamford since sent off. O'Shea to the right-hand side, and Burns tight to that far touchline. Little ball in field to Kiyuste, edge of the box. Kiyuste turns, flicks it back to Furlong. Furlong looks up and knocks the ball into the air towards Athon. Athon's glancing header goes on towards Davis, headed out behind by Hoover, and Town finally have their first corner kick of the second half, which Mehmeti wants to take. Anas Mehmeti on his Ipswich Town debut with this corner kick in the dying minutes at Bramall Lane. Surely Town aren't going to get something from this game. In comes his set piece to the hands of Cooper, who then, as keepers tend to do in these moments, drops down on the deck, and Kieran McKenna's head is bowed at that precise moment. Cooper straight downfield, bounce beyond Matusiwa. Matusiwa heads it back to Walton. Well done by the Dutchman in the end. Walton fielded it well, and it goes to O'Shea. Town still trying to crack on. Remember playing with an extra man, Ipswich Town.
You wouldn't think it,
No,
though.
I was just thinking that. It's not really shown up, has it? Given away by Kiyuste. Terrible from him. Hoover plays a nice one too with Peck. Hoover's up to halfway. He's got O'Hare running through the middle. Hoover still has it. He finds O'Hare. O'Hare maybe with a chance to finish it with 4-1. He shoots. Good save by Walton. Could have easily been 4-1. Corner kick to Sheffield United. That's not where we want the ball at this stage, over in the far right corner.
Yeah, it's poor passing again from Houston there. Really simple passing. He's gave it away.
Still 90 seconds plus whatever the referee adds on to the added-on 7. Corner kick to Sheffield United at a vibrant Bramall Lane. Job well done in terms of their team this afternoon. Having beaten one of the big guns at this level, Matusiwa upends O'Hare. Thankfully no yellow for him. He's still on 9 for the season. That would have been a daft way to have got his 10th and missed Preston and Portsmouth.
He didn't even give a foul, Brenner.
No, carry on. Kiyuste in the centre circle. Gives it to Matusiwa. Terrific engine. Tends to play every minute of every game, Matusiwa. Burns on that right-hand side, taking on McCallum. Can Ipswich Town make it 3-2 in the 97th minute? There have been a few late goals this weekend in the Championship. West Brom got a late one last night. Graham was mentioning a couple there for Wrexham, with some at lunchtime as well. Here comes a long throw from Furlong into the Sheffield United area, headed away by McCallum, who's had a good game for Sheffield United, one of their best outfield players. Mehmeti, ball into the area, volleyed away by Hoover. Matusiwa goes after it. He added on 7 minutes, just about up. Matusiwa down the line to Davis. Davis in field for Clark. A couple of players want out to the right. One of them is Burns. So Shea's up in a striking area. Burns to Mehmeti inside the area. Pulls his cross back. That was the intention. It's gone out of play for a corner kick to Ipswich Town. Mehmeti is actually going to leave it to Leif Davis in the end. Well, we've gone beyond the added on 7 minutes. We're in the 98th minute of this championship match. Davis on this corner kick for Ipswich Town. In it comes, headed away by McGuinness, back to him. And that's the final piece of action. All good things must come to an end. Ipswich Town suffer their first defeat of 2026. Their 4-match winning streak is over, beaten 3-1 at Sheffield United.
Yeah, to be fair, it's a shame because I didn't think there was that many goals in it. I wasn't that impressed with Sheffield United, but they got the goals at the right time, Brenner. The goal changes games. We just looked a little bit scrappy after that goal, and even the first goal was a bad goal to concede from our corner. We gave it away, and Jack Clark heading it in the path. Instead he had a blue shirt, a red shirt, and he's just put it straight through 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, which is poor defensively in that instance. But and then the second goal just before half time was just a bit of a sucker punch. Three shots at goal, every time it fell to a Sheffield United player. And then the last one, I think I'd still like to see, he still looked offside to me, Bamford, but listen, Sheffield United on the balance of play probably deserved to win. I didn't think we were good enough today.
Town didn't keep it 2-1 long enough, did they, really? That Bamford goal completely took the wind out of their sails.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if we had held on for another 10-15 minutes, who knows, we might have got something out of it. We did have the opportunities. Cooper was superb for them in goals. We were talking about it earlier, some good saves, or bad finishing maybe, but some good saves as well. But yeah, I don't think they can be too disheartened. They move on again. We've got two games that are winnable coming up. There's always going to be a tough ask coming here, but yeah, we move on and we go again. It's been a good Christmas period for us, and we keep going.
And this was always going to be a tricky place to come. And also, while he was on the field, you weren't overly impressed by George Hurst this afternoon, were you?
I just think his link-up plays can be a lot better. He knows it himself. He gets himself as a good centre-forward does, at good positions. But when it comes to him, he's got to make a decision. Is he going to take 2 touches? He's going to make 1 touch. He's making the decisions, but unfortunately for him just now, he's making the wrong ones. Because a couple of times, if he's held it up, we're making attacks and we're through and goal. If we just hold it up for us, we're in. And that's key, especially when you're playing with one up front. You've got to make it stick. That is key as a centre forward in that formation that we're playing.
What do you make of the team that Kieran McKenna selected now that we've watched them in action? Too many changes? Did anybody stake a claim to stay in the side? How do you view that now?
Well, to be fair, we missed Philogene today, didn't we? We've missed Philogene. He gives us that option, taking people on in the other wing. Jack Clark flattered the deceive for me today again, but that's the type of player he is. Stood up, took the penalty, put it away well, fair play to him. I liked Mehmeti when he came on, he did alright. I forgot Kiyusti was on the pitch, to be fair, when he came on. He didn't really do it. Mehmeti was probably the one positive to take out the game. I thought Walton was playing. I thought Shea did well as well at the back. Matt Seawer, I know he works so hard and he works hard to the team, but his passing today, he kept giving the ball away all the time. And that's what he needs to get better at. Everybody says, oh, Matt Seawer was super last year. I've yet to see it from me. He gives the ball away too often. His work rate you cannot fault. He's up and down and doing everything, but he needs to be better on the ball.
And just on Mehmeti, finally, for anybody that wasn't here, hasn't seen the game, what did you like about his performance? What did he do well?
He tried to get on the ball. He wasn't frightened to get on the ball. He receives the ball in tight areas. His touch was good. He sees a pass. I mean, let's not get carried away. He's came into a game with 20 minutes to go. You would like to think he's going to make an impact on his debut, but he showed some nice touches today. Hopefully he can build on that. He looks good in the 10 role, a lot better a lot better than Egley in that position in the 10 row. But Egley's only a young player. He's 25. He's got a lot to learn yet, Egley, but I think he could be a good player for us if he develops.
Sadly, no Ipswich Town double over Sheffield United this season. 5-0 they cruised to a win at Portman Road back in September, but the Blades are a lot sharper now. They've got their revenge here this afternoon in South Yorkshire. We go downstairs and chat to Kieran McKenna about his side's 3-1 defeat at Bramall Lane.